Kingston Stadium, week number 2 of the 2025 high school football season. About to get underway with our first Thursday nighter of the campaign as we get ready for a Class 4A non-district battle here tonight, as it'll be the North Scott Lancers taking on the Warriors of Cedar Rapids, Washington. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kingston Stadium and the Bob Brooks Press Box. Scott Unash, Coach John Hegarty with you here tonight as we get ready for what should be an interesting game tonight between the Warriors and the North Scott Lancers. Wash winning their opener last week right here against Cedar Rapids Jefferson in the Cedar River rivalry. And for North Scott, they fell to number 1 Xavier. Second straight week that the Lancers will take on a Cedar Rapids Marion Metro team. Last week falling to the Saints by a score of 31-0. And John, they always say you make your most improvement from week 1 to week number 2. And we'll see if that's the case for these two clubs. And kind of a pivotal game, although it is non-district and it is week number 2. But Wash would love to go to 2-0. And for North Scott, a great program in the eastern part of the state out of the MAC. Of course, district football, what we play in the state of Iowa. But they were a dome team. They are used to going to Cedar Falls, and they are not used to starting 0-2.
No, they're not. And just a few years ago, it's easy to forget already that they won a state championship in 4A. So that was with before the departure, however, of their longtime head coach, Kevin Tippett, who I remember back in the day was the defensive coordinator for one Dave Jacobson. And Jacobson brought him up to Cedar Rapids to, for some reason, I'm not sure I know why. I picked my brain about defense. But anyway, back to your cliche. Let's go back to that for a second, Scott. It's one of the oldest in football for a reason. It is absolutely true. The reason that you make so much progress between that first game and the second game, there are several reasons, but the chief one is that you finally get to play an entire game against another team. You're not knocking heads with your own teammates anymore. Plus, you've got 48 minutes on video that you can go and dissect. And so there's just all kinds of learning that can take place. So, yeah, to your point, this will be a great game tonight because I think both teams will be improved over what they were last week. And the weather's going to be gorgeous tonight. You couldn't ask for better conditions. This is your old Chamber of Commerce weather, especially in week 2. Scott, I don't ever remember seeing you wearing a jacket in the press box in the second week of our seasons.
Nope, but that's what we have here tonight. We welcome you in to the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show, brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. There are 3 locations here in the metro. The Fountains on the northeast side, the east end of Marion at the corner of 151 and 13, and the Westdale area on the southwest side of Cedar Rapids. Big thanks to Jersey Mike Subs, a sub above, as both teams entering their locker rooms. Yeah, what difference 6 days can make. We were watching the lightning and the rain go through last Friday night at about this time on the clock, but no problems with that here tonight. We have a mainly clear sky here this evening and a very comfortable temperature. We'll get you the weather facts and figures coming up here in just a couple of moments. The Washington Warriors spotted Jefferson, that lead last week, scored the final 28 to come back and win, and they did it on the ground. We're going to hear from Coach Eric Addy of the Warriors coming up, but great performance from their quarterback, Grady McGuire, and he did it on the ground. He's number 3 rusher in Class 4A as a quarterback with 154 yards after 1 week. And boy, it's good to have a senior quarterback there.
Well, and it's easy to also forget that he led the Warriors in rushing last year for their season, and he's done nothing but get more confident this year. So if you're North Scott's defensive coordinator, I'll guarantee you all week long you've been repping up how are we going to stop their quarterback when he decides to run the ball.
Going to hear from Wash coach Eric Addy coming up next here in the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show as we get ready for week 2, 4A non-district action between Cedar Rapids, Washington, and North Scott. We'll take a break, come back to Kingston right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
At Jersey Mike's, we've offered a sub above since 1956. It starts with bread, fresh baked in our stores every day, topped with quality meats, cheeses, and ingredients sliced and grilled right in front of your eyes. And don't forget to add the juice, the red wine vinegar and olive oil blend that gives a Jersey Mike's subs its exquisite zing. Stop in and visit Jersey Mike's now at their 3 metro locations in the Fountains on the northeast side and on the east end of Marion near the corner of Highways 151 and 13 and Edgewood Road in the Westdale area. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Spinal Corrective Center, PC, 3800 River Ridge Drive, Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Dr. Gene Kretzinger and Dr. Janet Kuehl provide education to families on healthy living and wellness. If you want to reach optimum health and peak performance levels or are suffering from injury, pain, and other health problems, the chiropractic care they provide can give you relief and stability. Spinal Corrective Center PC has over 50 years combined experience in chiropractic care. And athletes, let us help you perform at 100% through sports chiropractic care. Call today at 393-3996 to schedule an appointment or go online at spinalcc.com. Spinal Corrective Center PC, delivering quality chiropractic care for the body to function at its highest level. Welcome back to Kingston Stadium on the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show, getting ready for Week 2, Washington and North Scott. And head coach Eric Addy of the Warriors joining me. And 1-0 sounds awful nice after 1 week, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You know the old saying is, hey, you can't win them all if you don't win the first one. So it's great to start 1-0. And then the way we started 1-0 was really great, coming back down 14 points twice to, crosstown rivals. So it's always a good day when you're beating Jeff. So it was a fun time.
Well, I think the one thing that really stood out to John and I is the fact the poise you guys showed. You didn't let your head get down when you got down early. No penalties. You had to be ecstatic about that. And kids just kept doing what they were supposed to do and stuck to the game plan.
Yeah, I mean, like we had talked about on the pregame last week, our word of the week was composure. But it really speaks to where we have come as a program, being able to keep our composure throughout the entire game and then not really blink when something goes wrong. We just keep playing the next play. We stick into our game plan. We knew that Jefferson, could take this away or that away, and we had answers already pre-built into what we were going to do. And credit to the coaching staff and the kids. When we got into the locker room at halftime, we were able to easily talk about those things and get it adjusted. And then the second half, really after the first quarter, we went 28 unanswered, and that's all she wrote. So
did a lot of good things, and you told me before the game that if we run 4 plays and they're successful, we'll keep running 4 plays, and you kind of went to that way.
Yeah. It was not the 4 plays that we thought, right? But it was about we ran about 8 plays to figure out our 4 plays. So we figured out early and often. I mean, we didn't do it a whole lot in the scrimmage. We haven't done it a whole lot when we were at team camps, just for the sake of keeping everybody fresh and so we're not risking an injury to the quarterback. But you give it to Grady McGuire and he's going to make you look really smart. So that's what we did.
Well, and the Lions did a good job, both offensively and defensively after the first quarter.
Yeah, no, most definitely. We have 3 offensive line coaches. Coach Gillis is the head offensive line coach, and then we have Coach Piper, who helps out with the defensive line, or who is the defensive line coach, helps out on both fronts. And then we have Coach Josh McGuire is helping out on both fronts as well. Those guys coach their tails off, and they expect a lot out of those guys. And really, the defensive line gets fired up to play for each other and play for their coaches and really play for their quarterback. So, and then defensively, we just figured out our rotation and our combination, and some young guys stepped up, and it was great to see them kind of get that first quarter jitters out of the way. And then it wasn't smooth sailing after that, but it was definitely better sailing.
It was a little baptism by fire, I think, in that first quarter. But like you said, they learned and then took it over after that.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. It really offensively just came down to execution, and defensively it just came down to tackling better. All right, we had a tweak here, a tweak there from a coverage standpoint and a pressure standpoint, but ultimately it came down to fundamentals, right? We started blocking better, and we started tackling better, and that's what we're going to focus on, especially tonight too. That's been our focus of improvement this week. Not forgetting all the stuff that we did that we were able to do culturally, but if we had to narrow it down to 3 things, we're going to talk about blocking, tackling, and our culture, and those are the 3 things we're going to focus on tonight. And then if we do that, everything else will take care of itself.
Short week getting ready this week, and they always say you make your most improvement from week 1 to week 2. So was that the case this week?
I guess we'll see. We'll see here in a couple hours, but yeah, definitely excited to see the improvement. I think guys Brought them in on Sunday, watched film, because essentially that was our Monday. So we give them 2 days off, we gave them 1 day off Saturday and brought them in Sunday. And then we've had a really good week of practice, solid week of practice. And a solid week of practice to us is going to, have some bumps in the road early on when we get out there to practice. But then towards the end of the week, we're going to figure it out. So that's usually how our practice week goes. Our Tuesday, which was our Monday, is usually a little shaky because you're doing installs with pads and you're doing defense, new scout cards for the defense and things like that. But then our Wednesday, which was our Tuesday, we had a really great day. And I think, guys, you see how mature our team is and how far we've come, because a lot of it is mental. Right? I mean, we're going to rep simple stuff. We're going to drill simple stuff, fundamental stuff that we need to get better on. But just from the mental aspect of watching film, looking at an opponent, looking at their performances, being critical of their performance and figuring out what they each individually need to do to get better, I think guys are committed to doing that. So I'm excited to see the improvement.
Well, a North Scott team that got shut out on opening night, they got their game done at about 1:30 in the morning, I think it was. So we feel pretty good about that, getting done when we did. But new coaching staff for the Lancers. I'm not sure if they're doing anything different from when Coach Tippett was there, but it is a new regime there.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, North Scott's a tough program. They're traditionally a powerhouse program before. They were a dome team last year, so regardless of coaching staff, the community in North Scott, I know, has a strong tradition of committing to being good at athletics and empowering student athletes. So I know that we're in a tough fight tonight. So, and it's a credit to them just how they've built their program. What you're going to get from them, physical football team. And they're going to be well coached, so I don't think that that's going to be any different just because they've changed head coaches or have a new regime.
Come out of last week pretty healthy?
Yeah, pretty healthy. Yeah, I mean, knock on wood. Like, I think everybody's good to go. So I mean, we should see the similar lineup to what we saw last week, rotating some more guys in that probably deserve a little bit more playing time, and get a couple of our guys that go 1.5 ways. A little bit more rest on one side of the ball, so excited for that.
All right, best of luck to the Warriors tonight.
All right, thanks.
We'll be back to Kingston right after this here on CRM Live Sports. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council represents 18 building trade unions in the corridor. Each union provides skilled workers for construction projects throughout the area. Union workers are highly skilled professionals who are determined to better their communities. The building trades unions are always looking toward the future. Training in registered apprenticeships is available. Visit their website at cricbt.org for more information. The Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building and Trades Council, committed to getting the job done right the first time.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply. Touch and see. Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Back with you here at the Bob Brooks Press Box, Kingston Stadium. Scott Unash, John Hegarty with you. North Scott and Wash getting ready to kick it off here in the next couple of moments. North Scott already out onto the field, and here come the Warriors out of the tunnel across the way on the northeast side. The all-blue clad Warriors tonight. Blue helmets, white face masks, the blue jerseys with the white numerals, and the blue pants. North Scott in the all-white with the red and grayish silver trim. And time to take a look at the keys to our ball game here tonight. They're brought to you by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council, representing 18 building trade unions up and down the corridor. Apprenticeships available, and you can find out more by going to cricbt.org. And what are you looking at, John?
Well, 3 keys tonight, Scott, and you can probably say this is true for both teams because both offenses are going to want to dominate by running the ball. Key number 1, time of possession. This is going to be a huge one tonight. I bet we can look back at the end of this game for your stat on who had the greatest time of possession. Probably going to have more points on the scoreboard. Number 2, because you're not going to get that many touches, you got to value every offensive possession. Come away with points on the board of any kind possible. And then number 3, you got to stay ahead of the chains. You cannot get behind on the downs marker. And if the Warriors can do that tonight, Scott, they're going to come away with a win and be 2-0.
Keys to the game brought to you by the Cedar Rapids, Iowa City Building Trades Council. We're going to give you our Plum Supply Kitchen and Bath starting lineups as we get rolling here tonight. Make Plum Supply Kitchen and Bath your starting spot for your kitchen and bath remodel, located on Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids, 1716 Blair's Ferry Road Northeast in Cedar Rapids. North Scott is going to get the ball first as Washington won the toss and deferred their choice to the second half. Now, before we get started tonight, don't know this for a certainty, but just based on the stats of last week and folks we have talked to, have not gotten anything, John, as official, but there are several key members of the North Scott Lancer team that are not going to be playing tonight and did not play last week. That's what we were told anyway. So we will see how it goes. This is still a terrific program. They're a dome visitor pretty much year in and year out. They're going to come to play tonight. They don't want to go 0-2.
But when you go through the starting quarterback wearing number 27 from North Scott, it backs up what you're talking about, Scott.
Indeed. Time for our opening kickoff. And the opening of the ball game brought to you by House of Iron. No matter where you are in your fitness journey, you're welcome at House of Iron and online at houseofironcr.com with 2 locations on the west side and in the former World Theater building in downtown Cedar Rapids if you want to start your journey to a better you. Logan Martin, the All-Stater, will kick it off for the Washington Warriors. They'll defend the goal to the south. There is a pretty good breeze tonight coming from the south end, even though it is a 66-degree night here at Kingston Stadium. And Barton, with the wind, I'm already going to mark down 20-yard line.
You know, unless he totally misses the ball, he's good to throw it in the end zone every time. And what a great weapon. If you're the defensive coordinator for Washington, you absolutely love his foot.
Back deep, Twins for North Scott. That'll be Brady Hubner along with Ryan Block. And this one is going to go through the end zone. 1st and 10 North Scott at the 20-yard line. The quarterback right now is Cole Green. And he's more of a rusher. He's actually listed as a wide receiver and ran it for 36 yards last week, threw it for 35. This is a North Scott team that put up 124 yards last week against, as we know, Coach O'Connell, a very good defensive coordinator for the Xavier Saints. It'll be one setback. Gage Wagner will be that setback. And right away, we've got a 5-yard penalty, a mark-off. Well, they put it on the wrong yard line. They put it on the college yard line.
That's right. They were forgetting about prep football rules for just a second.
Well, Coe and Cornell are playing tonight down at Ash Park, but this is high school. Wide side of the field to the right, they'll send a man in motion. On the delay, handoff off the right side, jumping the pile, getting to the 25-yard line. That time was Wagner. He is a junior, and he will go for about 5 for North Scott. We'll set up that Wash defense. Again, brought to you by Plum Supply Kitchen and Bath. Rowan Shaughnessy, Brian Robertson, the sophomore nose guard, 265-pounder, and Joel Colder at right defensive end. Off the quick count, here's Green up the middle. He's got a first down and twisted down as he crosses the 35 out to the 36-yard line. Nick Riley from his linebacker spot had to make the stop, and North Scott with the initial first down of the ball game.
It's still a big and physical offensive line for North Scott. So if you're missing a few people, depth helps you, and North Scott's got it.
Ryan Block, lead receiver from last week, out to the right side. And here's a handoff straight ahead to Wagner. Caught from behind and tossed down by Terrion Montgomery. Back to number 20 tonight. After he had to switch jerseys last week to 46. No gain. That Wash linebacking crew has Terrion Montgomery, 205-pound senior. Nick Riley, the 200-pound senior. Kobe Sint, 185 and a junior, and Keegan Waters at 175 and a senior. And that 3-4 look for the Warriors. Second down at 10. Ball goes through Green's hands. Had to pick it up on a hop, and he's in all kinds of trouble. And he's going to go down with a penalty flag at the 23, and Wash might have got a face mask.
A couple of guys came in there and wanted to put a lot of hurt on the quarterback. And so there was a lot of wrestling and shoving and pushing and twisting there.
Or was it a targeting? I thought I saw one of the officials show targeting.
Yeah, they're deliberating here. 3 of the officials talking this over.
And this is going to go against the Warriors. Nope, face masks they're going to go with.
Yeah, you saw it.
And it's going to be the first penalty of the year against Washington. They went all last week without a yellow hanky coming out. But this was a big one, taking North Scott down to the Warrior 49-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10.
That tackle for loss was going to put them in deep trouble back there, but now all of a sudden they're across midfield into Warrior territory.
Wash's D-backs, Batty, Aranzi, Brown, and Ayers, who led the Warriors in tackles last week from a safety spot. Trips to the left. Here is Green, going to throw it out in the flat. Couple blockers out in front. Catch made, 45, 40-yard line for Hubner. And he's got another first down. On the quick out, he takes it down to the Wash 33-yard line.
Little double wide receiver screen to the wide side of the field. And how about that stock blocking by the 2 receivers for North Scott that were not going to get the pass? They just neutralized the cornerback and safety for Washington.
1st and 10, Lancers at the Wash 33-yard line. Here's Green on the delay. Hands it off to Wagner. Caught. Sint throws him down. Check that. That's Colder, 42, from his right defensive end spot after a gain of a couple. 3rd carry of this first drive for Gage Wagner. And it'll be 2nd down and 8. North Scott's got a very big offensive line, that right side, with Peyton Brenner and Baron Rajek. 2nd down and 8. Fake Green up the middle. Big hole 25 and thrown down by Nick Riley. But it's going to be a 1st down run to the Wash 21-yard line.
Quarterback read option and a gaping hole right up the middle. He didn't get touched before he had gone about 7 or 8 yards.
Nothing fancy right now, John.
Now, I don't think this offense is going to do any much razzle-dazzle. They're just coming at Wash.
Twin receivers out to the right. They'll send Hubner in motion, and they'll give it to Wagner up the middle. Cuts it to the right, inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line, maybe the 14-yard line, where he's brought down by Kobe Sint, the middle linebacker.
Let's just remember, Wash fans that are listening in, that a week ago, the defense for your Warriors kind of bent and broke a little in that first quarter before they finally figured it out and got after things. So this is a little bit of a slow start for the defense, but we've seen their ability to dig down.
First, make it 2nd down and 2 from the 14-yard line, right in the middle of the field. Wagner up the middle, little stutter move, and he'll have a 1st down. Just inside the 10-yard line. He will go for 4. It will be 1st and goal coming up for North Scott at the 10-yard line. Just inside that 10-yard line. Our first half of action brought to you by Spinal Corrective Center, PC. Doctors Kuhl and Kretzinger delivering state-of-the-art chiropractic care for athletes and their entire family. Call them at 393-3996 and online at spinalcc.org. 1st and goal, North Scott, and now we've got movement up front. Looked like Rowan Shaughnessy might have jumped for the Warriors defensively. Well, we're going to see which side the officials go with. It'll be encroachment on Wash.
Far side line judge had his flag out immediately.
Warrior crowd still filtering in to the west stands here at Kingston. 1st and goal now from the 5-yard line. Slot right. They'll send a man in motion. Wagner on the give. Off tackle left. Wrapped up at the 5 and gets down to the 4-yard line. Terrion Montgomery. First blue-clad Warrior to hit him. And then coming up to help out was Gage Brown.
Montgomery did a great job of fighting off that block. that was trying to seal him on the inside. He kept his outside shoulder free, and that allowed him to wrap up the ball carrier when he bounced it to the outside. That's just prototypical defensive end play, although he's an outside linebacker.
Two teams that like to run. This may go quickly. We're already under 7 minutes in the first drive of the ball game. Green off the fake, going off the left side, and he's in for the touchdown. He just followed that big left side of the line. And untouched for the 4-yard score. First points of the year for the Lancers.
Offensive line for North Scott just blowing Wash off the ball right now. There's no reason to even think about passing unless you really need to get it just to something different into the schematic. But with Wash's defense right now, just on their heels.
Extra point try coming up here. Low snap, dug out, and a stutter move to the ball, but it goes through by the quarterback, Cole Green. 7-0. North Scott with the lead here. 6:46 to play in the opening quarter from Kingston. We'll be back after this right here on CRM Live Sports.
American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee for more details. Your search for healthy, fast casual in the downtown is over. Whether it's a quick bite you're looking for or a freshly made smoothie, Stack Wellness Cafe has expanded healthy eating in downtown Cedar Rapids. Business professionals as well as gym goers are singing the praises of our freshly made wraps and breakfast bowls, while the smoothie lover can choose from a variety of nutritious fruit and protein options, including your choice of adding the newest frontline supplements. For a fast, healthy, and convenient downtown option, look no further than Stack Wellness Cafe.
Scott Unash, John Hegarty back with you here at Kingston Stadium. 7-0 North Scott as the Lancers take it down on the opening drive. An 80-yard touchdown drive, and the kickoff will go to the 5, and it's going to go out of bounds. Takes a left-hand turn down there, and Wash going to have good field position. And as you mentioned, John, they were behind last week early on to Jefferson. Spotted him 3 quick touchdowns, and we'll see if that's the case tonight.
So far we know about this Wash team, one of their strengths is their composure. They don't blink, they don't get rattled, and so the offense has got to come out now and make up for that miscue, because let's call it what it was. That was a miscue. Wash's defense had North Scott wrapped up down at their own 20-yard line, won what would have been a huge tackle for a loss, only to give an automatic first down on that face mask that kept that drive alive.
Yeah, that was the biggest play of the night so far. 7-0 North Scott with the lead, as here comes Grady McGuire. Run first, dual option quarterback, and he will run it with a couple blockers in front of him. Goes left to the 40, down the hash marks, and gets good 8-9 yards before he was brought down there by Peyton Brenner. And it'll be 2nd and 1 after the gain of 9.
Well, it's fun watching McGuire run because he's such a gifted athlete. He's put on some really good strength this year. But you don't want your quarterback running too much. You got Nicholas Riley back there for that. Take the pounding.
2nd down and 1. Same play, opposite direction. And Riley out in front, providing a block and a first down for McGuire as he crosses the 50 into Lancer territory. And that will go for about 7 and a Wash first down. We might not see a pass for a while.
Well, we talked in our keys to the game about time of possession and about valuing every offensive possession and staying ahead of the chains. Both teams going according to plan so far.
So, first down, Wash. Tight formation, that double look, and we'll toss it to Montgomery coming around and crosses the 45 and falls forward for about 9 to the 40-yard line.
Nice toss sweep to the wide side of the field, and Montgomery put a lick on that defender from North Scott as he went down to the turf. just lowered the shoulder and put the lift drill on him.
So far, this has been all offense here tonight from Kingston Stadium.
And this Wash running attack right now, it was a little tentative to start the game last week. Man, they just look like they're coming out hard and low right now.
Again, slot left, slot right, tight formation. And the quick handoff straight ahead. And this is Riley, and pushed back as he got close to the first down. They're going to say short, though. Trey Feist, a junior, first one to get him for North Scott. No gain that time.
Riley was lined up so close to the quarterback that time, he could have reached in his hip pocket and grabbed out his wallet.
Grady McGuire, 6'1", 170, and a senior, the quarterback. Will Rod, Juju Seals are the two wideouts. Also, we'll see Keegan Waters. He's out to the right. McGuire and a keeper. First down and more. 35-30 up the middle and almost busted it. Got inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. 1st and 10 Warriors.
That was designed as a quarterback sweep, but McGuire saw a seam open up, and as soon as he went through it, like all good running backs do, he cut back against the grain, and that stopped the secondary defenders from North Scott flat in their heels.
Trey Aranzi in there as the wing back. Blackhurst at left tackle, 225. Willie Davis, 290 at left guard. Brody Griffin, 265 at center. Aranzi will get the toss coming to the right side, trying to get to the corner. Pops off one, gets inside the 15. Ball squirts loose, and it's picked up by a Warrior. And into the end zone for a touchdown will be Trarion Montgomery.
Johnny on the spot. Montgomery picks that ball up.
Now the officials are talking, though, back at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, did a knee go down? We're going to find out. There's a black beanie bag down, Scott. You see it on the turf?
Well, that would be where the fumble occurred. And it looks like it's not going to be a touchdown. They're going to say that the knee went down, Aranzi's knee went down after a gain of 9. So it'll be 2nd and 1. So instead of a touchdown, Wash will retain possession, though.
Well, and they're just ripping off massive chunks of yarding rushing on this drive.
One thing that Eric Addy told me before the ball game, not on the interview, on the Jersey Mike Subs pregame show, was that they feel they've got speed big time on the outside, and that would be a advantage for the Warriors. They go off tackle left this time, and we'll get the first down on a gain of a couple, and that was Trarion Montgomery again. So 3 first downs on the Wash drive to start things off here tonight. 7-0 North Scott, 3:20 to play here in the first quarter.
Waters and Jackson checking in for Aranzi and Montgomery, just giving them a breather.
The two sophomores on that right side of the Wash line, Wazak and Fletcher. They'll get it to McGuire. He'll sweep the left side to the corner. 10-5 to the pylon. Touchdown. Grady McGuire takes it in for the Warriors from 10, and we're within an extra point of being tied.
Well, that outside speed advantage was sure in evidence on that play as McGuire made the white shirts from Eldridge look like they were kind of standing still.
And you can see Wash wants to get this outside and get one-on-one because they have the speed advantage. Aranzi to hold for Logan Barton. Here's the extra point try. It's on its way, and it is good. We are tied at 7. 2:54 to play here in the opening quarter. Wash 7, North Scott 7. We'll come back with a kickoff here from Kingston after this here on CRM Live Sports.
In your search for a cozy one-of-a-kind meal, make plans to visit Cava House Cafe in downtown Swisher. Stop in for breakfast and lunch at Cava. Mornings, try one of their homemade pastries, fresh scones, cinnamon rolls, muffins, coffee cake, or have a serving of hot breakfast casserole. The lunch menu includes a variety of hearty and hot cold sandwiches. The Texas smoked brisket is a fan favorite, or try one of their fresh, never frozen Angus beef burgers. And no meal is complete without a dessert from Cava's Pastry Cabinet. Their signature black bottom cake and carrot cake are worth every calorie. And top it off with a scoop of Dan and Debbie's ice cream. One visit for Sunday brunch and you'll be hooked. And be sure to check out Cava's gift shop for unique candles and gifts. Customers all say when you walk in the door, you feel like you've stepped into a Hallmark movie. Come share a random moment at Cava House Cafe in downtown Swisher.
North Scott goes 80 yards. Wash coming right back. They go 35 yards for their touchdown. Grady McGuire, the last 10. And we are tied at 7 apiece. Both teams going to their strengths, doing what they do best, John. That's running the football.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see the ball in the air too much tonight, are we, Scott?
We might have a quickie after last week, which is fine with me.
And we started right at 7 o'clock. My goodness. Talk about a tale of 2 weeks. Very different so far.
Barton getting ready to kick it off. Twins back at the goal line as Barton will kick with about the 10 to 15 mile per hour wind, and the ball falls off the tee.
Can't keep the ball on the tee right now.
Wash will kick off from right to left here on the field turf. Here's the approach and the kick, and this one's going to go 5 yards, maybe 6 yards deep in the end zone. Now, which defense is going to rise up first is going to be the question.
Exactly. Had a blowout down here on the sideline of Washington. Owen Blackhurst, senior lineman, blew out his shoulder pads, Scott.
Oh, really?
They had to give him a whole new pair. That's how bad these pads are popping out there right now. But Blackhurst got his jersey and shoulder pads back, a new pair of shoulder pads back on. Looks like he's going to be ready to go for the next possession.
First down, North Scott. From the near side hash mark. Here's Green with twin receivers to the right, and we've got a penalty flag down, and going to have movement, perhaps.
Yes, and that was a broken play.
That's what happens when you have a wide receiver playing quarterback. North Scott has a very front-loaded schedule this year. As a 5-yard penalty will back him up to the 15-yard line. Started with Xavier. They get washed tonight for new coach Tony Stewart. And the Pella Express comes in next week to Eldridge. And we're going to get a timeout. I believe North Scott called the timeout. Tony Stewart from the far side. And we'll take it as well. 2:52 to play here in the opening quarter. It's Cedar Rapids, Washington 7 and North Scott 7. Back after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com.
After the timeout, North Scott 1st and 15 back on their own 15-yard line in the 7-7 game. 2 receivers to the right side. They'll go slot left. They'll send a man in motion. Off the fake jet sweep. Green right up the gut and gets the 5 back. They lost on the penalty as he'll take it up to the 20-yard line. Big Brian Robertson, the nose guard, 6'3", 265-pound sophomore. He's also a basketballer, John.
You'll get to see a lot of him.
And he made the stop.
Going a little tempo here for the Lancers.
Just like that first drive. 2nd down and 10. Shotgun snap off the fake. Same play. Green swim move. 25-30 up the middle. Look out. 40 to the 50-yard line. In a foot race and caught from behind. Saving the touchdown, Keegan Waters at about the 20-yard line in Wash territory. 60-yard run.
Nobody back in the secondary there for Wash that could get a pursuit angle on the rundown.
1st and 10 in the red zone at the Wash 20-yard line.
That's one of the things that happens, Scott, when you're pursuing a rushing team hard, is everybody keeps coming up a little farther than usual.
Hubner out to the right. Block along with Rouse to the left. They'll look over to the sideline. Several North Scott coaches making offensive play calls. They'll flip-flop the tight end, send him in motion. He'll be the blocker, and they'll hand it to Wagner. Got to the corner, got a block, and close to another first down. Wrestled out of bounds by Gabe Brown, who lost his helmet. They'll mark it at the 12-yard line.
That is classic Ken O'Keefe outside zone blocking there. The old stretch play, Scott.
Yes, it is. Second down, 2. As Montgomery will come out of the ball game for Wash. 7-7. And North Scott back in the Wash red zone with a second down and a short 2. Green claps, hands it off. Wagner, stop and go move. Got to the 10, got to the 5, and wrapped up by Dayton Ayers. But not till he gets down to the 3-yard line. Gaining 9 more, and first and goal, North Scott. Gaping holes right now for this North Scott offensive line.
Scott, this is the type of game I used to have nightmares about as a defensive coordinator, is you've got no way of plugging the holes, and teams are just running 8 and 10-yard chunks every play on, and it's happening on both sides of the ball. This is a nightmare for me, Scott.
First and goal. They'll call it at the 4. We're under a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Green in the pistol has Wagner on his right side. He'll run it himself. Gets to the 2, stretches, and down to the 1-yard line for a gain of 3. And that may take us to the end of quarter number 1.
Yeah, I think North Scott's looking over at Tony Stewart, their coach, and they're probably going to say, let's just wait on.
Yep. Going to bring everybody to the sideline. And we had 1 pass in the first quarter here at Kingston Stadium. After 1, Cedar Rapids, Washington 7. And North Scott 7. And we'll come back with quarter number 2 right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
In your search to locate a good old-fashioned family-owned pizza joint, skip the run-of-the-mill franchise options and head to Roscoe's Pizza on Edgewood Road behind Taco John's. At Roscoe's, the Hunt family is dedicated to providing mouth-watering pizza prepared from the freshest ingredients available. Choose from our 4 delicious styles of crusts, then add your favorite toppings to create your own personal pizza delight. Need a quick lunchtime alternative? Take advantage of Roscoe's Fast and Go noontime specials. And yes, they even offer gluten-free options. For the tastiest local experience, give the professionals at Roscoe's Pizza a call and surprise your family with a one-of-a-kind eating experience today. Hills Bank is your hometown financial champion, here to help you score some wins. Because at Hills Bank, managing your money is easy. They've got 19 local branches across the corridor, 40,000 surcharge-free ATMs around the country, and online account access at any time. Whether you're a student athlete or a superfan, Hills Bank helps you get in the game. Hills Bank, where it's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com. Because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member.
Second quarter about to get underway from Kingston with North Scott on the doorstep. In the 7-7 game, they got a second and goal at the 1-yard line, trying to break this tie. Gage Wagner has gone all the way as the tailback. Lines up next to Cole Green. From the 1-yard line. Ball on the right hash mark to start quarter number 2. Shotgun snap, Green on the handoff. Wagner caught in the backfield and thrown down. Willie Davis playing a little defense and doing it well, John. The big 290-pound offensive lineman.
Yeah, if anybody can plug a hole down at the goal line, it's that young man.
That's going to be a loss of 3 and a third down. The first third down for North Scott in the ball game coming up. Tells you how dominant their offensive line has been. Twin receivers, they'll send Block and Brady Hubner out to the right side. They'll go with a slot to the left side. Shotgun snap, Green rolls to the left. Hit as he throws into the end zone, incomplete. Trying to get it to the tight end. And the quarterback took a shot from Terrion Montgomery.
Good job of staying at home in the secondary by Gabe Brown, who was not fooled by that bootleg action.
And North Scott going to bring out the tee for Cole Green, who also doubles as the field goal kicker and the punter as well. He's doing it all tonight. Going to be basically an extra point. Going to be a 22-yard field goal to try to give North Scott the lead. The holder will be Brett Rouse. Low snap, dug out, kick on its way. Plenty of distance, and it is good. So the Wash defense stiffens, John, and holds North Scott to the go-ahead field goal.
Yeah, 3 shots from the 1-yard line. I would say they held.
22-yard field goal. And that gives North Scott the 10-7 lead here early on in the second quarter from Kingston Stadium. Now North Scott will have this big wind behind them here, which is really freshened throughout the first quarter and into the early moments of quarter number 2. Waters will go back deep along with Ayers for the Warriors and their special teamers. Back here tomorrow night. And this one we've been looking forward to. First meeting in 5 years.
Much too long.
Between Cedar Rapids Kennedy and Cedar Rapids Prairie tomorrow. Both 1-0. Prairie rated 9th in the Gazette poll. And a lot of familiarity between the two with the coaching staffs, et cetera, et cetera.
Both coming off big lopsided wins. High-powered offenses. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you what, they'll bring their community fandom out. So the place should be rocking.
It might be the biggest crowd of the year here at Kingston tomorrow. And it is a varsity game only. We'll be on the air at 6:30 tomorrow night as this kick will go into the end zone. Green's got a good leg, too.
Man, he kicked that almost out of the end zone. Of course, that wind is behind him, but
Wash will have the ball on the 20-yard line. Yeah, tomorrow night is going to be entertaining, to say the least. Chance to see the Hawks, former Cougar coach and player Kyle Knock, going against the alma mater for the first time, with 2 former Kennedy head coaches on his staff on the sideline.
yes, and a former Wash head coach.
1st and 10. Warriors, they'll go with the pistol formation. They'll send Aranzi in motion and the fake, and McGuire a keeper. Good move to the outside. Got the corner, turns it, and run out of bounds. And he's going to have a first down of 11 as he crosses the 30 and gets out to the 31-yard line.
Yeah.
You could see that speed advantage for Wash is really coming into play.
You know, everybody that's watched Grady McGuire run the ball knows how quick he is. But did you see that jump cut he put on that? That was a lateral move I had not seen in his arsenal until that play.
Nice move to the outside right there. So first down from the 31-yard line. Full house backfield.
Oh.
Aranzi fumbled the football. It's loose, and diving on it was Will Raw. He got it back. The wideout falls on it at the 34-yard line. Aranzi got jarred, and he's coming out a little gimpy.
Yeah, big hit. That ball just popped up in the air. Took forever to get down on the ground.
It will be a gain of 3, though. And a second down and 6 coming up, or 7, make that for Wash. Juju Seals, close wide out, tight to the left of formation, Raw to the right side. And it'll be a run to the short side by McGuire.
Oh.
He got hammered as he crossed the 35 to the 36-yard line. Couple answers making a big hit. Landon Gronwald, a sophomore, came up and rocked him. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Cedar Rapids, Washington. McGuire already tonight with 59 yards and a touchdown on 6 carries. 10-7 North Scott, 9:48 clock running here in the first half. Again, tight formation, 14 on the play clock, 1 setback. Man coming in motion off the fake. Back to throw McGuire, going to throw deep left side, going for Waters, had it, then came out. Had it for a moment.
Ball was underthrown, and Waters had to stop, turn completely around, and just do some baby steps. And that was what allowed the secondary defender to come up and get in the way visually so that he couldn't see exactly where the ball was.
Wash will set up to punt as Logan Barton will come out, averaging 38 yards a boot.
It's a great call, though. caught the secondary for North Scott napping a little bit.
As it will be back there, Twins at the 30-yard line, and North Scott bringing in a man late here. High snap brought down into the wind. Barton gets the kick away, a tail wagger. Coming up, making a catch at the 37-yard line with blockers in front. To the 50-yard line goes Evan Kuhn, and he's into Wash territory. All the way back to the Warrior 43-yard line. 20 yards on that return.
Barton put that up in the teeth of the wind, and I don't know if he's going to want to do that next time.
No.
Because the wind just brought it right back down.
27-yard punt, but a 20-yard return. And North Scott up 10-7 with very good field position in Warrior territory. They're going to mark it at the 43-yard line. Wash defense picked it up after starting slow last time. We'll see what they do here. From the pistol, Green will hand it off to Wagner off the right side. Pushed back as he got inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Owen Blackhurst, the shoulder pads are okay. As he's playing a little defense right now, and he makes the stop.
That time the white shirts from North Scott on the right-hand side of the center pushed all the blue shirts back 5 yards before they could ever think about getting that running back.
Second down and 6 from the Warrior 39. Wide side of the field to the left. And they will fake the jet sweep. Green right up the gut. And he'll get it close to the 35 and squirt it ahead somehow. Close to a first down as he got to the 33-yard line. Looked like he was down back at the 35. They're going to mark him about a foot shy of the first down.
Any way these two offensive coordinators can think of to do play action faking off of a read option where the quarterback keeps the ball, we are seeing it tonight.
Third down and about 3 inches for North Scott. Green on the hard count. Now we'll look over to the sideline. 10-7 North Scott coming up on 8 minutes to play here in the opening half. They'll put the tight end motion to the left. Green on the handoff. Wagner up the left side's got the first down. Inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. And the first third down conversion of the ball game for the Lancers.
And that time the left side of the offensive line for North Scott pushed the blue jerseys back 5 or 6 yards. It's just a wave right now that they're pushing back the defenders up on the line.
Wash going with that 3-man front, that 3-5 look, so a little bit different against the run. Off the fake, Green, nice fake, goes up the right side, caught, brought back. Brian Robertson along with Kobe Sint making the stop. And it will be a 3rd down and 1. As Green goes for 3. 3rd and short, though, again for North Scott. See what they do here on 3rd and 1. Still 18 on the play clock. Under 7 to play first half. 10-7 Lancers. Trips to the left side. And Green gets the snap, hands it off. Wagner up the middle and has a first down. Got pinballed around at the 20. Still on his feet, down to the 19-yard line. He's got 6 more and another North Scott first down.
Couple of times he could have gone down or even went to a knee, but he just refused to go down. Great second and third effort to get that first down.
Well, you know, a program as proud as the North Scott football program did not take kindly to 31-0 from Xavier last week.
It was a long week of practice for sure in Eldridge.
In the red zone again at the 19. Shotgun snap off the fake. Green rolls to the right side, throws, and the catch made at the 10. And reaching for the 9-yard line was Brett Rouse. And it's going to be close to a first down, but about a half a yard short.
Yeah, that was a sprint out for the quarterback, Cole Green, who looked as though he wanted to run it, but then at the last second threw the ball to the sideline.
2 for 3 now passing is Green. Wide side of the field to the left. They'll run it that way with Wagner up the middle. And he's got a 1st and goal coming up as he'll squeeze his way down to the 7-yard line. Already, Green over 100 yards. And we're going to get a wash timeout, I believe. Defensive timeout called by the Warriors. 5:34 to play in the first half. 10-7 in favor of North Scott. Back after this on CRM Live Sports.
Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Woolner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids. At Hunt Graphic Innovations, it's the personal touch that counts. If you're serious about creating an eye-catching website or need assistance in graphic design for print, newsletters, posters, signs, or banners, Hunt Graphic Innovations has the experience to help get the job done. With personal attention and competitive pricing, discover the difference Hunt Graphic Innovations can make for you.
Green on the fake, on the keeper coming left and gets down to the 5-yard line. Call it the 4. On 1st and goal, Dayton Ayers on the stop that time for the Warrior defense.
You think we've ever called a game, Scott, where the leading rushers for both teams were quarterbacks?
Hasn't been too often.
This might be one. Well, we got a long way to go yet, but
Green with one setback on 2nd down and goal. He'll hand it off to Wagner off the left side. He twists his way in for the touchdown. Took a couple Warriors for a ride, and Wagner scores his first touchdown of the campaign, and North Scott extends the lead to 16-7.
Lancers have been very efficient so far in this game. 3 possessions have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
As Cole Green will stay on to try the extra point. Here's the snap, placed down, kick up on the way, and it's good. 17-7. North Scott with the lead over Cedar Rapids, Washington. We'll come back. 4:56 to play here in the first half. Back to Kingston after this on CRM Live Sports.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lyndale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring? At Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Family owned since 1987, the professionals at Schumacher have what you're looking for. Whether it is carpet, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic, laminate, or wood, their personal service and quality products set Schumacher apart in the flooring industry. Famous for a relaxed and pressure-free shopping experience, let the experts at Schumacher Carpets and More break down your options with just a simple conversation. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today.
About ready for Cole Green's kickoff. 17-7 in favor of North Scott. And this kick will fly into the end zone, and Wash will have it at the 20-yard line. Well, the defensive coaches need to address what North Scott is doing. Right now, they're just beefing it up front, and just the first Warrior to hit a white shirt is about 3 or 4 yards off the line of scrimmage.
We were talking during that commercial that the 3 defensive linemen are being neutralized, and the linebackers for Wash just aren't slamming up in there the way that we saw them last week.
1st and 10, very tight formation. Slot left, slot right. Riley the setback. McGuire in trouble as he went back to pass, spun out of it, throws upfield, and it's incomplete with a flag down. Aranzi, the intended receiver, And might be interference here on North Scott.
Yes, it will absolutely be pass interference. How McGuire got out of the clutches of that would-be tackle to throw that ball was Houdini-like.
Boy, the great blitz call right there by North Scott.
Boy, they nailed it. They knew exactly where that was going and how to call it.
Going to be interference on the Lancers, so that will give Wash a 15-yarder and a first down. Second penalty of the night for North Scott. We'll have our Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show coming up at the break. Keep you apprised of Coe Cornell under the lights on a Thursday tonight.
So far, not going well for Coach Ritchie. He's not in Williamsburg anymore.
McGuire on the fake, up the middle, hit, brought down. Twisted. Perez, the first one to get to him. Christian Perez, a junior. Playing linebacker in there. Going to be a gain of a couple. Now, if Wash, even though they're going into the wind here, John, if they can score before half, they're going to get the ball to start quarter number 3. So, still only down 10, still in this game, certainly.
Wind is gusting in their face right now, too.
3 receivers, 2 out to the right. Slot to the left side, pistol snap back. McGuire has time, now steps up, rolls to the right, in trouble, and is going to have to run it. And he'll get about a yard out of it. Has good coverage in the backfield defensively by the Lancers.
Only 2 receivers ran routes that time for Wash. So easy to see why that was a coverage sack with 4 defenders back there in the secondary for the Lancers.
3rd down and 7. Coming up from the 38-yard line. We haven't had many 3rd downs for either team so far.
Boy, a little trouble getting the play in here. McGuire's getting nervous looking at that play clock underneath 10 seconds.
And I think Wash going to burn a timeout here. That'll be their second timeout, and there it is. Timeout Wash, 17-7, North Scott out in front. 3:15 to play here in the opening half from Kingston Stadium. We'll be back after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org.
Big play in this ball game in the first half coming up here. Wash down 10. And the Warriors facing a 3rd and 7 at their own 38-yard line going into the wind here. Juju Seals tight left. Will Ra tight to the right side. 1 setback. They'll send a man in motion. McGuire back to throw. Lobs a near side. Over the shoulder catch made by Montgomery down the right sideline. Deep in North Scott territory, inside the 30, down to the 28-yard line.
Beautiful pass. Caught him running down the Warrior sideline. The ball was delivered in stride. That was into the wind. That's not an easy throw.
38 yards on the pitch and catch.
Clutch. That was a clutch play.
Montgomery slipping out of the backfield on the wheel route makes the catch. 1st and 10. For Wash at the 28. McGuire to throw again. Looking left, throws the middle of the field and overshot Aranzi, incomplete. As back there defensively was Brady Hubner. And it will be 2nd down and 10. McGuire now 1 out of 3 in the passing department. With exactly 3 minutes to play here in the game's first half. Take a look at the schedule for tomorrow night besides our game here at Kingston. Do that coming up at the break. Again, that tight formation for Wash with the 2 slots, 1 left, 1 right. McGuire back to throw. McGuire steps up, throws deep left side, going for Waters. Incomplete, but was there contact? They're going to say no.
You got to be kidding me.
There was contact. I think North Scott got away with one right there.
Not only was there contact before the whistle, it was a good second before the whistle. And it wasn't just a little push or a tug on the jersey. It was a whack and a shove. That was a terrible no call.
3rd and 10 from the 28.
And it was right in front of the far sideline judge. Of course, that's the North Scott bench, if that means anything.
Seals out to the left side, off the fake on 3rd and long. McGuire guns the middle, leaping catch made. Waters inside the 20. Keegan Waters down to the 18-yard line. And that should move the sticks. It's right. No, yep, they will move them. Right at the marker, so it'll be a first down for the Warriors. Heck of a catch there by Waters.
And McGuire's passes here, as they abandon their running game momentarily anyway, have been almost every one right on the money.
He can show he can wing it a little too.
And he's throwing into the wind. Let's keep that in mind.
Clock running, 2:22 to play first half, 17-7 North Scott. McGuire this time under center, has sent the block. You're going to throw the fade right side of the end zone to Ron. It's incomplete.
Not a catchable ball.
Correct. Closest folks were the Wash Band over there in the southwest corner of the end zone.
And saw a photographer from the media who's got about the biggest telescopic lens I've ever seen.
Yeah, it is a big one.
It's like a megaphone, not a telegraphic or telephoto lens.
So 2nd down and 10. Ball in the right hash mark. McGuire on the student body left. Keeper and not very far. He's going to get about a yard. Vincent Hugert, a junior linebacker, making the stop for North Scott. And in fact, they're going to give him no gain.
Wholesale changes now defensively for North Scott between these plays.
For new coach Tony Stewart, taking over for Coach Tippett, a legend out there in northern Scott County. 3rd and 10 from the 18-yard line in the red zone. Montgomery coming in motion. They'll fake it to him. McGuire rolls right, throws, incomplete. Aranzi on the crossing pattern at the 5. Pass a little bit too tall.
Yeah, a little tall and a little behind Aranzi there. Mr. Barton will be making his appearance.
So Logan Barton, 0 for 1 on the year, was not happy with his miss last week. He wears his emotions on his sleeve.
He's got this one right dead in between the hash marks.
It'll be a 35-yard attempt into a pretty stiff wind. But Barton, as we know, with a big leg. They try to pull Wash within 7. Good snap, placed down, kick on its way, plenty of distance, and it is good.
No problem. He cleared that by 25 yards.
Into the wind. 35-yard field goal for Logan Barton. And 1:26 remaining before halftime. And Wash got some points that they needed to pull it within 7 at 17-10.
Yeah, so we're 1:26 from halftime. Both teams now have had the offensive possession 3 times. North Scott's had 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Wash has had a lone touchdown and a field goal to go along with a punt, and that's the difference in the game.
Gonna be really interested to see what North Scott will do here with 1:26, and they've got 2 timeouts left.
Wind at their back, but not a passing quarterback.
No, definitely more of a runner. And with the lead, they do have, Green has a big leg too. So they can get down to about the 25-yard line. I think that's field goal position. We'll see what the return will bring here. They'll send Hubner and Block back, twin safeties left and right at the goal line for Logan Barton's kick.
Yeah, this will be his first kickoff into the wind. So we'll see if he puts it up there with a lot of height, because that could be problematic for getting into the end zone.
Barton is perfect getting into the end zone on the year. Here is the kick, end over end, and it will go to the 1. To the left, 5, 10, 15. Good run back, 20 to the 25-yard line. 30, 35, and out of bounds is blocked. Boy, the Warrior bench and crowd wanted a hold back at the 25, and they did not get it.
They should have, though. That was blatant again, and that one was on the Wash sideline, no call.
42-yard return, and now North Scott has field position at the 43-yard line.
And that minute 16 all of a sudden looks like an eternity for Wash.
Shaughnessy, Robertson, and Colder up front.
Two timeouts for the Lancers.
Yes, they do. Wagner will be the setback. Cole Green in the pistol. Trip receivers out to the near side, one to the right, and a bad snap. Green had to pick it up on a hop. Still has time to run and is going to do exactly that and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. As a tackle made there by Joel Colder. And North Scott not in any hurry here, John. And now we will get a North Scott timeout with 57 seconds to play here in the half.
Boy, he should have gotten out of bounds is what he should have done. Good job by Wash of keeping him inbounds to make that tackle.
You can tell Green, if it's not a perfect snap, it's a little bit of an adventure. But tell you what, that young man has done a nice job.
Considering the circumstances that have been thrust upon him, I agree.
Really has. And well, you talked about, or we talked about the schedule. Pella next week for North Scott.
What are they, number 3?
Now number 2.
Up to 2.
And then they got to go to Tiffin to take on a really good Clear Creek Amana team. And then Davenport West. Then they get into the MAC portion of the schedule, other than the trip to Epworth to take on Western Dubuque in a district game. Second down and 10 from the 43. Wide side of the field to the right. Green off play action. Being chased. Throws in the flat, incomplete. Terrion Montgomery had a big hit on the quarterback right as he let it go. And it'll be third down and 10. I would not be surprised to see North Scott run this football.
Well, what they don't want to do, and Wash does want them to do, is give the ball back one more time for Logan Barton to have one more shot from the way out.
On third down, they will keep it on the ground. Green up the middle, and Aronzi brings him down, wraps him up after a gain of 4. Now we'll see if Wash will use their timeout. No indication yet. Clock's still ticking, and now we will get a Wash timeout. They'll use the final one. Cole Green is the punter. And he's got a 36-yard average on the year for North Scott.
If you're going to get a good rush and maybe a punt block scheme on, this is the place for Wash to call it. Because they wouldn't have to necessarily block this punt. If they could just get a piece of it or maybe force a bad snap where the punter just can't get it off, that would give them still a shot to get down there within Barton field goal range again.
Yeah, that 35-yarder was no problem. Probably going to have to get it, I'd say 45, 50. I think he's got a shot.
I think he does too, even into the wind.
Wash playing a little punt safe, and now they will drop Ayers and Aronzi back to get the Green punt from the 48-yard line. On fourth down and 5.
Trying a hard count here. See if they can get Wash to jump.
Warriors staying put here. There's a snap. Green gets it away with the win. Angling to the far side. Aronzi at the 15. Makes the catch. Comes up the numbers at the 20 and is escorted out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So a 7-yard return of that punt.
First punt of the game for North Scott. Just to see how entertaining this first half has been offensively. Both teams with one punt. That's it.
37-yard punt for Green that time. Well, 23 seconds, no timeouts here. Do you take a shot? I'm not sure I would.
I don't think I would either, but
See what Eric Addy elects to do here. 1st and 10 Warriors at the 22-yard line. McGuire under center, fakes, boots to the right side. Now is going to run up the middle. 20, 25. Got a great block from Juju Seals. 30, 35, 40, and gets to the 41-yard line. And that will stop the clock to move the chains. Warriors without a timeout on the run of 19.
12 seconds. Ball's going to be at their own 41.
And they will snap it, and they will spike it. That took 2 seconds. We're down to 10 seconds. 2nd and 10 at the Wash 41. Down by 7. 17-10 North Scott here, just ahead of halftime.
That run by McGuire just shows what a game changer he is. He can take the game into his own hands.
Well, you're going to have to throw this one. You don't have time to run. And probably going to have to get 20 to 25 yards here. McGuire back to throw. Going to throw the middle of the field. Going out there for Seals. Makes the diving catch at the 25-yard line.
Just what you asked for, Scott.
But do they have time? Juju with the catch goes for 34. They're going to have to get up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry.
Well, they don't have the timeout.
They start the clock. 2 seconds, 1 second, and they've got a chance.
Yeah, there's going to be time for Barton.
And now Tony Stewart and the rest of the North Scott coaches are saying, how in the world did they do that in 3 seconds?
Well, some of it might have to do with the fact that you're on the road, Tony.
Barton will try a 43-yarder with a second to play.
Right in the middle of the field.
Aranzi will hold. Already good from 35, and now we're going to have a penalty flag.
Oh, somebody must have pulled their hand up on the line for Wash.
And that's going to be a 5-yard procedure call against the Warriors. That's a big 5 yards.
That's why you don't put your fist down in the turf on those types of deals. Just put them on your elbows on your knees there.
Now it's a 47-yard attempt for Barton into the wind. On just about a full moon night here at Kingston. Good snap, placed down, kick on its way, end over end. It's not going to get there.
Wind knocked that one down.
Yes, it did. It got to almost to the back end line, but the field goal is missed from 48. And we are at halftime here from Kingston Stadium. And the Bob Brooks press box, our score at the break, the North Scott Lancers 17, Cedar Rapids Washington Warriors 10. We'll come back with the Bim Ritter Sportswear halftime show for you after this, right here on CRM Live Sports.
Are you looking for one unique workout location that combines everything you're looking for? The House of Iron is redefining the Cedar Rapids area fitness landscape. House of Iron isn't just another gym, it's a sanctuary for anyone seeking to transform their life through physical and mental well-being. Sporting state-of-the-art equipment and hexagonal lighting, not only is the space illuminated with a sense of energy and purpose, you will be too. Take advantage of our other amenities like a cold plunge, a sauna, ultra-modern locker room, showers, and a picture and posing room, and more. House of Iron offers monthly memberships as well as personal training sessions for people of all ages and ability. Whether you're a seasoned fitness enthusiast or just beginning your wellness adventure, House of Iron promises to be more than just a gym. It's a beacon of hope, positivity, and vitality. House of Iron with 2 locations on the west side and in the historic World Theater Building downtown. American Family Insurance agent Kurt Gustafson is committed to inspiring and protecting dreams right here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area. He starts by getting to know you and your needs and build a free auto, home, or life insurance quote. By bundling policies, we can often offer a variety of discounts. Whether you're purchasing a car, buying property, managing an investment property, starting a small business, or leaving behind a legacy, we've got your back as you pursue your dreams, and we'll help protect them. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. See Kurt Gustafson Agency of American Family Insurance on Johnson Avenue Southwest, right across from the Johnson Avenue Hy-Vee for more details. Whether you need long-term care or short-term rehabilitation for your elder, one visit to Westridge Care Center and you'll see what has made them one of the finest nursing care facilities in the area since 1992. At Westridge Care Center, our #1 priority is to make all loved ones in our care safe and healthy. Westridge Care Center implements the Eden philosophy to reflect an environment of living as a habitat for humans instead of a place of frailty and waiting. Call 390-3367 to arrange a tour of their privately owned single-entity facility with private rooms with all the amenities. Westridge Care Center, 3131 F Avenue Northwest, Cedar Rapids, and online at westridgecarecenter.com. Bim Ritter Sportswear in Cedar Rapids is your complete apparel and headwear provider. Bim Ritter is your one-stop store for screen print and embroidery for polos, t-shirts, hats, and more for any age from newborn to adults. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or a special event? Bim Ritter is the answer, as they work with local teams, clubs, organizations, and businesses from startup to finish to provide the look that you need with exceptional turnaround time. Bim Ritter is also the local apparel supplier for the Cedar Rapids Colonels and Rough Riders. Bim Ritter Sportswear, 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids. Call them at 364-3479 and visit them online at bimritter.com.
We welcome you back to Kingston Stadium. Scott Udash, John Haggerty with you on CRMLiveSports.com as we get ready for the Bim Ritter Sportswear Halftime Show. Need screen printing or embroidery for your company or special event? See Bim Ritter at 817 2nd Avenue Southeast in downtown Cedar Rapids, or visit their website at bimritter.com, or give them a call as they are available at 364-3479. A throwback, John. A lot of offense and most of it on the ground. Somewhere Woody Hayes, Bo Schembechler, and others are smiling very wide tonight.
Yeah, this is old school football here, with the exception of a little bit of passing that took place on the part of Washington there towards the end of the second quarter. Entertaining game, though, unless you're a defensive coordinator, and then they're pulling their hair out right now, Scott.
They are, and I think, I know there's going to be a lot of changes made defensively at halftime. This probably can't be a long enough halftime for the two defensive coaches.
I think that's absolutely fair, and I'm not sure that there's any answers, though. I mean, you can try and maybe do some things differently with alignment, probably not personnel. Maybe you're going to call some formation or down-specific types of blitzes or stunts and things of that nature. But honest to God, I mean, this is just putting a hat on a hat, and who's going to push the other guy out of the way? It's that simple right now. Both teams' offenses having some success with it. Both teams' defenses getting pushed back. It's that simple.
Give you the stat rundown coming up here in a little bit on our Bim Ritter Sportswear Halftime Show. The scoring looking like this, as it was North Scott taking the opening kickoff. Cole Green taking it in from 4 yards out, capping off an 80-yard drive, and the extra point by Green made it 7-0. Wash came right back. Grady McGuire, a 10-yard run to tie things up after the Logan Barton extra point. It was 7-7 with 2:54 to play in the opening quarter. And then North Scott scored the next 10. He took the kickoff and went down. Wash stopped him on the 1-yard line and had to settle for a Green 22-yard field goal. And that made the score 10-7 in favor of North Scott. After a Warrior punt, Lancers got it back and drove down Gabe Wagner with the 4-yard, or Gage Wagner, I beg your pardon, with the 4-yard run. It was 17-7, and then Wash had chances in the latter stages of the first half. They settled for a Logan Barton 35-yard field goal to make it 17-10 after stopping North Scott on a punt. Warriors took it downfield in the last minute of the first half, but a big 5-yard penalty, John. That extra 5 yards was the difference between a made 48-yarder and a missed 48-yarder, and we are at halftime 17-10. Total yardage in the first half here. North Scott with the advantage, slight advantage, with 201 total yards to 186 in the first half for Washington. North Scott 176 on the ground, 25 through the air. Cole Green in the first half, 2 of 4 for 25 yards. Hubner with a catch and Roos with a catch as well, 16 and 9 respectively. On the ground, Green, big first half, 11 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Gage Wagner in the first half, 14 carries for 67 yards, and he has 1 touchdown at the break. North Scott with 9 first downs, 2 penalties for a total of 20 yards. For Cedar Rapids, Washington, Warriors with 186 total yards, a little bit more balanced. 104 on the ground, 82 through the air, as quarterback Grady McGuire, 3 of 10 in the first half for 82 yards. Juju Seals with a catch for 34. Terrion Montgomery with 1 catch for 38, and Waters with a catch for 10. On the ground, McGuire with 10 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. And no one with more than 2 carries other than McGuire. Aranzi's carried it twice for 12. Montgomery, 2 carries for 11. And Riley's only carried it once for 0. Wash also with 9 first downs at halftime. They've got 3 penalties for a total of 25 yards. Third down conversions, North Scott 2 of 3. Wash was 3 of 6. And time of possession, a little bit of an advantage for the Lancers. 14 minutes, 24 seconds to 9:36 for the Warriors. So a little bit of an advantage for North Scott as far as the stats are concerned, but pretty level at halftime.
And that all shakes out on the scoreboard, too, with the 17-10 advantage for North Scott as we await the third quarter starting. You know, I was thinking as we were going through, you were going through the stats, Scott, it's odd to have 2 offenses whose leading rushers are quarterbacks. It's odd to have 2 offenses whose quarterbacks are the leading rushers in terms of the number of times that they've carried the ball. And when you think about it, in theory, it's a great idea because instead of playing 10 offense against 11 defenders, it's back to 11 on 11. But, of course, any coach will tell you, you don't want your quarterback taking that many hits, right? It's like that episode of Seinfeld, a little bit, when Kramer decided, if I just only have to have 1 or 2 hours of sleep a night, think how much more productive my life can be. How'd that work out, Kramer?
It did not work out well.
And I'm saying, right, God forbid anything should happen to either of these quarterbacks as much as they've been running the ball, but that's the risk that you take. And that's why most coaches aren't willing to do it. Now, in North Scott's, they don't have an option right now because they don't have their quarterback is going to be out another week, if not 2. We don't know that for sure. We're surmising. But on the Wash sideline, we know that Grady McGuire, I mean, man, he is their rusher. Last week he was. This week so far he is. Do they have other excellent running backs? Yes, they do. But to your point, we have not seen so far Nicholas Riley carry the ball like he did last week.
No,
and that's a little bit of a
carry.
surprise. Yeah, that's a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night's week number 2, Friday night. So we'll be here at Kingston, Kennedy, and Prairie. Just really looking forward to it since the schedules came out and we knew who was going to play whom. Boy, we were looking very much forward to see the Cougars and the Hawks. Did not play the last 4 years. Of course, Kyle Knox starting his 3rd year at Prairie. I think, and talking with both coaches, and they said, you know what, the last 2 years, it was probably, they didn't request it because you can't request who you do not want to play.
No, the Iowa High School Athletic Association makes the schedules.
Yes, but they both said, you know what, with everything going on, it was probably a good idea we did not play. And now they are going to play.
Yeah, it's time.
For the next 2 years. And they both said that, too. It's time to play. And I maybe we're making too much of a deal out of it. I think others are going to make a big deal out of it.
This is what we do.
But I think it's just going to be once the whistle hits, first pads are popped, it's going to be like any other game between Prairie and Kennedy.
Well, these communities want it. I know the players and coaches want it. We want it. That's why it's so highly anticipated.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Right here. Now, it will be a 6:30 pregame tomorrow. There's a varsity only. Freshmen had played tonight over at Kennedy. So
Playoff atmosphere.
Yeah, Prairie and Kennedy tomorrow night, and that is a 7 o'clock game from Kingston Stadium. And some of the other games coming up, let's tell you first of all on the Emils Hideaway out-of-town scoreboard what is happening tonight if we can find some scores here.
One score we have is not very nice.
No, that's a college score.
That's a college score.
And that's,
we'll get to that.
Well, I don't have another score here, so you can get to that right now if you'd like.
Coach Kurt Ritchie, the Hall of Fame high school quarterback from Williamsburg, has taken his talents as a coach to Mount Vernon and Cornell College, and they're playing a rare Thursday night game at Coe. And the Cohawks just having their way right now with the Rams. It's not even halftime, and it's 35-0 Cohawks.
The oldest rivalry west of the Mississippi. And it is unfortunately for Cornell, they have not won in this century. So, yeah.
Give Kurt Ritchie time. He's just got his feet wet, maybe, proverbially speaking. But just give him time, and then he's going to get things turned around.
Tomorrow night, the other games involving Metro schools, Jefferson goes down to Muscatine. Both those teams 0-1. Jeff has won the last 2 years playing against Muscatine. We'll see if they can do it coming up tomorrow. Iowa City West and Dubuque Hempstead. Talking with Jeff Johnson of the Gazette before the game. Very impressed with West High in their shutout of City High last week. Doesn't get any easier for Linn-Mar. They're going to go to Central Iowa to take on Ankeny Centennial tomorrow evening. An angry bunch of Jaguars. And that will be a 7 o'clock game out in Ankeny tomorrow. You got Liberty at Southeast Polk. Well, that's the rematch of the semifinal that Liberty would love to have about 3 minutes back on.
4-time defending champions now, the Rams are.
And it was great looking at the stats and reading about this game with our 4 downs in the Gazette this week that I'm very proud to be a part of this year.
Yes, you should be.
City High Bettendorf at Tuvel tomorrow night.
Wake up the echoes. It's not going to be Tavian Banks and Tim Dwight, though.
No, it will not. I tell you what, you want to know a scary number that I read this week? Tim Dwight is 50 years old.
Ooh.
Which means Tavian Banks is also 50 years old.
Oh, what's that make us?
I don't know. CPU goes to Marion tomorrow night. We're going to see Marion a week from Friday when they take on Davenport North. So Storm and Pointers or the Wolves are going to get their first win coming up tomorrow. Some great games across the state. Johnston and Dowling tomorrow. Dowling, do they go to 0-2? I can't see that happening. Valley and Waukee Northwest tomorrow night.
That should be a dandy.
And also a dandy tomorrow night. Xavier and Western Dubuque. The home opener at Saints Field coming up. And Pella goes to Waverly Shell Rock tomorrow night. So there are a lot of good non-district 4A games and non-group games in Class 5A coming up tomorrow evening.
And this is the beauty of that success schedule that Boone has adopted and that was pioneered by Dan Sabers, the former City High coach, is that you've got these great opportunities for non-district matchups where, you know, the big boys can just have their way with each other in the what I will call the preseason, so to speak, the non-district part of it, before they probably rack heads again in the playoffs.
Yeah. Here at Kingston Stadium, as we wrap things up on the Bim Ritter Sportswear Halftime Show. Our score, North Scott 17, Cedar Rapids, Washington 10. We'll come back with second half action for you from Kingston right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful. Plumbing fixtures, a great variety. Transform your home with Plum Supply. Our kitchen designs are amazing. Our service is priceless. Plum Supply. Touch and see. Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Epiphany Dermatology is a full-service dermatology practice that treats all conditions of the skin, hair, and nails. Dr. John Woolner has been practicing and treating patients for over 30 years. Epiphany Dermatology has built a reputation based on reliable customer service and quality skin and hair loss treatments. Epiphany Dermatology also places a special emphasis on skin cancer prevention, screenings, and treatment. Call them to book an appointment at 363-9936 and visit their website at epiphanydermatology.com. Epiphany Dermatology, 5264 Council Street Northeast, Suite 700 in Cedar Rapids.
Both teams back out. They've gone through their warm-ups to get ready for the second half here, which is brought to you by Epiphany Dermatology. Dr. John Woolner, with over 30 years of experience. And you can find him in Epiphany Dermatology at 5264 Council Street Northeast. And give him a call at 363-9936. As it will be Wash to get the ball first here in the second half.
That reminds me, Scott, I've got an appointment with Dr. Woolner next week for my yearly skin check.
Well,
thanks for bringing that up.
Say hi to Doc. We will see him very soon. Tell you what, week 5, if the Warriors can find a way to come back here, you never assume anything. Clinton next week on Thursday night. We'll be out here for that one. Wash will be favored in that one. They go to Grinnell for their final non-district tilt, and then number 1 comes to Kingston with Xavier to start off district play. First Xavier Wash game in a while. The first time Xavier's been to Kingston in a while.
Yes, it has been.
And Saints, they got a tough schedule too, but the Warriors can somehow find a way to zigzag back here and win this one against a good North Scott team.
Yes, 24 minutes here that they need to take care of business in before we can talk about that.
Here we go. Cole Green to kick it away from right to left. The approach, and the second half is underway, and this one will go 6 yards deep in the end zone. Grady McGuire's been the quarterback all the way for the Washington Warriors. 81 yards in the ground, 82 through the air for the dual threat quarterback. Came in as the number 3 rusher in Class 4A Iowa High School football after week 1. Will Rod, Juju Seals, the 2 wideouts, but they're going to be tight to the formation here. They'll put Trey Ronzi out to the right side, and they'll run it that way. Student body right with McGuire trying for the corner and didn't get it. He'll get about a yard with a penalty flag coming down at the end. Engelbrecht on the stop. Did he get a face mask? And I think that's what McGuire is saying.
North Scott defense backing up. I think they probably know what's coming.
And it will be a 5-yard face mask against North Scott. Or, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, they're going 15.
They're going 15 here. He did not give the personal foul indication. But it will be a Wash first down. So at the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, just underway. Second half, 17-7. In favor of North Scott. Wide side of the field to the left. They'll toss it to Riley. Big man trying to get outside and got about 3. Piled up at the 40-yard line. A whole mess of white shirts were right there. Peyton Brenner, a senior, leading the way for the Lancers.
Now, one of the adjustments defensively I can tell you I'm seeing for North Scott is that out of their 43 defense formation, they're walking their Sam linebacker up to whatever the strong side of the formation is, in essence putting 5 defensive linemen down, and so they're loading up the box to be sure.
Rod to the right, Seals to the left, 2nd down and 7. And the handoff, Riley up the middle, brought down on a nice solo tackle as he gets to the 43-yard line. As Aiden Shop, a senior, made the stop for the Lancers.
As long as Wash is going to stay in that tight bunch offensive formation, you're going to see 8 guys in the box for North Scott, I think.
If not more. 3rd down, Wash in the first half, 3 out of 6 on 3rd down tries. Just
now
underway.
They're spreading out.
Yep, just underway second half. Two left, two right. Man coming in motion, and a penalty flag will kill the play. Equan Jackson was in the game, coming in motion, and probably going to be against the Warriors. Well, it has to be. It'll be dead ball, illegal procedure, false start on the Warriors. It'll be making a 3rd down and about 9. Back at the 38-yard line.
And that brings in some wholesale changes in the roster for North Scott, as they undoubtedly are going to go into a nickel package here.
Trey Aronzi back in, and also Gabe Brown will come in for Wash on 3rd and 9. 14 on the play clock, 10:05 to play, clock rolling 3rd quarter, 17-10 North Scott. Jackson slot on the right side, shotgun snap, McGuire to throw. Gonna gun the middle of the field, incomplete. As he tried to get it to Gabe Brown, and Wash will have to punt. After the one initial first down of that drive. And that wind is still whipping pretty good, 10 to 15 miles per hour, John.
Yeah, well, usually this time of night, the wind dips down a little bit, but it's not this evening.
Hubner, along with Kuhn, back for North Scott. I get the Barton punt. They'll move some people up front. High snap brought down, and Barton gets it away. Pretty good kick, but the wind is going to knock it down. And Kuhn makes the catch and then gets absolutely corralled at the 32-yard line. Good timing right there by Wash. A 30-yard punt, but no return. 9:44 to go into 3rd. North Scott will have it at the 32-yard line.
This is one of those junctures of the game where the Wash defense has got to rise up now and get a stop, Scott. They cannot let North Scott go down to score.
Cole Green's been the quarterback the whole way. Gage Wagner, good first half at the running back spot. They'll spread it out. Twins left, twins right. And it's going to be Green to throw. Bootlegs to the right, going to throw deep. He's got a man wide open, and the catch made at the 30-yard line, and out of bounds is Ryan Block. All the way down to the Wash 25-yard line.
Couple of linebackers blitzing that time for Wash, and it left the sideline go route completely open.
And if it wasn't underthrown, that would have been a touchdown. Gain of 43 yards on the pass to Ryan Block, another junior. This North Scott team lost a lot from last year on that dome team. Now they'll go into more of a tight formation. And the receiver leaves early and flags fly.
Yeah, he didn't get the memo. Everybody else was looking over at the sideline for a change in play.
Hubner left way early on this near side. Couldn't miss that one. And it'll be 1st and 15 back at the 30-yard line. (17-10) North Scott here in the 3rd quarter. Green, shotgun, sends a man in motion, and he'll fake up the middle with it. Gets to the 25 and hit and brought down from behind. McGuire playing defense too, John. We saw that a little bit last week.
And he's quite effective back there in that safety spot.
That's where he's going to play in college. Going to be a gain of 7, though. Green over 100 yards here in the ball game as we come up on 9 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd down and 8 from the Warrior 23-yard line. Couple slots in the right side. And Green to throw. Throws the quick out. Catch made for a short gain to the 20-yard line. Block again. And Gabe Brown coming up to make the stop. And they will make it at the 21 for a gain of 2. So a 3rd down opportunity coming up for the Warrior defense. North Scott tonight, 2 out of 3 on 3rd downs. 3rd and 6 from the Wash 21. 18 still on the play clock. Green in the pistol. Gets it off the fake. Gonna roll right. Hit as he throws. Catch made though at the 20-yard line. 15 and down to the 11 goes Brett Rouse.
Nice play action bootleg there. And that ball had to be delivered much sooner than Green wanted to, but he threw the strike.
Third down conversion and a first down. They can get a first down and a new set of downs at the 1. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Green in the shotgun. Here is the stretch play left side to Wagner. Cuts it back at the 5 and backs his way in for the touchdown. Tough run for Gage Wagner. Goes 11 and a big score for North Scott.
Now the one possession game just made its way to 2.
8:01 to play here in the third quarter. Minute 43 on that touchdown drive that went 68 yards for North Scott.
This is a big kick right here, this PAT.
Green's been perfect. Got a good leg, good snap, late placement, but the kick is up and good. 24-10 now in favor of North Scott as the Lancers extend the lead with 8:01 to play here in the third quarter. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff after this here on CRM Live Sports.
At Jersey Mike's, we've offered a sub above since 1956. It starts with bread, fresh baked in our stores every day, topped with quality meats, cheeses, and ingredients sliced and grilled right in front of your eyes. And don't forget to add the juice, the red wine vinegar and olive oil blend that gives a Jersey Mike's subs its exquisite zing. Stop in and visit Jersey Mike's now at their 3 metro locations in the Fountains on the northeast side and on the east end of Marion near the corner of Highways 151 and 13 and Edgewood Road in the Westdale area. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Every kickoff that has been with the wind has sailed into the end zone. I imagine that is going to be the case here when Cole Green puts the ball in the air.
Am I reading that flag right, Scott? Is it kind of changing to come out of the due west?
A little southwest, I would say.
It's still whipping, though. That flag is unfurled.
24-10, big score there for the North Scott Lancers to get back into this thing, or to extend the lead, I should say.
Just a clutch third down conversion.
Low line drive kick and is returnable on a bounce, picked up at the 10. Here's Waters and he got tripped up. Good special teams play by Aiden Chop, who chopped him down shy of the 20-yard line at the 15.
And that's the definition of your gunner that's going down trying to make the first contact. That's the way special teams are drawn up.
Big special teams play by Chop. So Wash trying to get something on the board here to get a little bit closer. As the Warriors will have it on the 15-yard line, near side hash mark. They'll send Aranzi in motion. He'll get it on the jet sweep toss, and not much there. Good pursuit by Colin Engelbrecht, the junior, who stayed home and made the play after a gain of a yard.
Swarm tackling after that, too. The defense for North Scott just looking like they're playing at a little higher RPMs right now than they did in the first half.
Well, we said who was going to make the better adjustments is probably going to win this defensively and the game.
Well, the Lancer offense is helping the defense, too, by keeping them off the field.
So 2nd down and 9. This time McGuire under center. Fakes, gonna throw deep to the near sideline, going for Rod, comes back, makes the catch. Made a great adjustment and brought it in at the 48-yard line. 33-yard pickup for the basketballer.
Yeah, McGuire just basically threw that as high and as far as he could toward the Wash sideline, and Rod did a great job of going underneath and just running to the ball.
Gain of 38 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line for Washington. High shotgun snap. They'll give it to Riley on the inside handoff. And he just bulldozed his way into North Scott territory down to the Lancer 47. A fresh Nick Riley, if you will.
Yeah, that's the Riley running back technique that we saw on display so successfully last week.
5'11", 200-pounder. As it'll be 2nd down and 5. 6:12 time running here in the 3rd quarter. 24-10 North Scott. Just inside the right hash mark and a high snap. And McGuire loses it and it's picked up on the bounce by North Scott. Back the other way inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. Coming up with it was Ben Lytle. On a high snap, looked like McGuire had it. Then he got hit. The ball came out a 2nd time, John.
And then it went down, bounced right up into the arms of the North Scott, and McGuire comes off, and he is upset with himself.
And it'll be 1st and 10 at the Wash 27-yard line. We'll have our play of the game coming up afterwards. Brought to you by Carpenter's Local 308, and that might be one. First and 10, North Scott looking for a 3-score lead. And Green's going to throw. Hit as he throws. Guns the middle. And it's caught in traffic. Catch made by Hubner. And he's down to the 10-yard line. As McGuire limping a little bit on the sideline. As Hubner makes the catch. And that'll be a gain of 17. I apologize. I guess it's Hubner, not Hubner. First down, North Scott. And they've got a 1st and goal, they'll call it, at the 10-yard line. Already up 24-10. Coach Stewart moving people around here. Wagner on the right hip of Green. They'll send a man in motion. Fake jet sweep, and Green up the middle. Probes down to about the 6-yard line. Yeah, Grady McGuire trying to walk off. A little bit of an injury, it looks like.
I'm not so sure it's his leg as much as maybe his right wrist, and that would be not good.
As a right-handed quarterback.
Yeah, he's looking at his right wrist.
2nd down and goal from the Wash 6-yard line. Under 5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And North Scott with a 24-10 lead. Green in the gun. Gets a snap off the fake. Going to throw the slant. Caught. Touchdown. Hubner has got it. 6 yards on the touchdown catch. And North Scott extends the lead. 3rd catch of the night.
2 offensive possessions here in this 2nd half. Both yielded touchdowns for the Lancers. And collectively, with the 2 failed possessions offensively for Wash, it's just been a shock here for the home team.
For the extra point, Green will stay in there and kick it and put it through. 31-10 in favor of the Lancers, who have opened this one up a little bit with 4:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. We'll come back with a kickoff right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Hills Bank is your hometown financial champion, here to help you score some wins. Because at Hills Bank, managing your money is easy. They've got 19 local branches across the corridor, 40,000 surcharge-free ATMs around the country, and online account access at any time. Whether you're a student athlete or a superfan, Hills Bank helps you get in the game. Hills Bank, where it's easy to connect with a banker over the phone or on hillsbank.com, because we believe banking is better through human connection. Hills Bank is an equal housing lender and FDIC member.
Scott Unash, John Hegarty with you from the Bob Brooks press box at Kingston Stadium. 31-10 now. North Scott has extended that lead over the Warriors. And now Wash is in unfamiliar territory here. They got to go pass first now, and they are not a pass first team, and their quarterback is banged up.
He's stalking on the sideline. He's chomping at the bit to get back in there, but his wrist there's some pain there. I don't know if functionally it's going to be an issue for him. He'll play through the pain, there's no doubt.
Here's the kickoff, and this one shorter. And flag down. Warriors bring it back just shy of the 20-yard line. But there is a flag down on the play. Haven't seen a bunch of them tonight. And we'll see what this one is all about.
This one thrown on the far back side of the play. Not sure what that means.
Going to be a push in the back on wall. Oh, well, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's on land. No, he signaled it wrong. Or no, it's. Now what is he signaling? I can't read it.
Yeah, I think he signaled the wrong way.
Yeah.
Push in the back on Wash.
Yeah, because they walked it back.
So now the Warriors will be inside their 10-yard line. To add insult to injury here with 4:18 to play in the third quarter. Going against the wind and down 3 touchdowns. So keep it on the ground. Inside handoff to Riley, and he's wrapped up. No whistle yet, and now we hear one after a gain of 2.
Riley, you're going to take him down to the ground. It's going to take several men and a few boys.
5'11", 200-pounder Nick Riley. Got 2, second down and 8.
Riley gets that body lean with his helmet and shoulder pads out in front of his body. Forget about it.
31-10, North Scott lead. Lancers showing blitz. They don't bring it, and McGuire to throw. Going to throw the out, and a one-handed juggling catch made by Montgomery, and a late hit out of bounds.
It's actually a tackle that threw Montgomery to the ground well after they had gone out of bounds. That was a no doubt about it flag there.
His second catch of the night. That's going to be a 15-yarder. I think the young man just forgot where he was.
He had no idea that he was out of bounds already.
That was Lytle. So that's going to add 15 more.
And at this point, Wash's offense will take whatever they can.
31-10 North Scott here in the latter stages of the third quarter. Montgomery, slot left side, one setback, and McGuire's going to keep it. Coming to that left side, turns it up at the hash marks, broke through 40, 45, and tripped up by Evan Kuhn, who might have saved a touchdown as he got to the 49-yard line.
Absolutely a touchdown-saving arm tackle. Yeah, whatever the pain is that McGuire is in, it's not in his legs.
Gain of 22, and now McGuire again over 100 yards tonight. First and 10, Wash, 49-yard line in their own territory. Tight formation with Sint, the lone setback. Oh, sent a man in motion. McGuire back to throw, snowed under, and down he goes. Quickly coming up, Baron Radich, the junior, and he was in there like a shot. Going to be the first sack of the ball game for North Scott. That's going to be a loss of 6. He was in there in a hurry.
Yeah, McGuire didn't even have time to set his feet. He was planted on his back before he even knew anybody was in front of him.
This North Scott team, I know that they're inexperienced.
And missing players.
But if they get him back next week, look out.
And what does that say about Xavier?
Yeah, no kidding. Second down and 16. McGuire going to throw deep middle into double coverage, and it's going to be intercepted. Hubner's got it coming the other way. 35 to the 40-yard line and taken down at the 45. Second straight turnover for the Warriors. And the first one led to points.
Well, Lancers are going to have the ball near midfield. Looks like it's being spotted now at their own 45. McGuire would like to have that throw back. He just reared back and threw it as high and far as he could. I don't even think he saw who his receivers necessarily were down there. Just trying to make something happen at this point.
I think that was the thing, trying to make something happen. Now North Scott, you know what's coming. It's going to be ground and pound here. Green in the gun. Got Wagner behind him. Straight ahead handoff to Wagner. Angles right with it. Gets into Wash territory. Just following big blockers over there. Feist and Pike. And these guys are all juniors.
Oh, and by the way, there's a pretty good freshman team on this North Scott Ledger, too, that we saw.
Yeah, that won 38-14 tonight. 42-0 early in the third for Coe. That from a Coe alumnus, by the way. Second down and 4. And North Scott to throw. Green under pressure. Going to throw it deep left side and it overshot. Block incomplete. Well, I like the call.
Going for the knockout punch.
Yep.
Throwing the haymaker.
Third down and 4 for the Lancers from the Wash 49. With 1:16 to play here in quarter number 3. 17-10 a half. North Scott has scored 14 unanswered here in the second half. Trip receivers to the left side. And look over to the Lancers sideline. Still 12 in the play clock. Green in the pistol. Wagner behind him. They'll give it on the delay to Wagner off that left side. And he's going to be about a yard shy of the first down. Hit by Dayton Ayers and Rowan Shaughnessy. And it'll bring up a 4th down and a yard. And I do not anticipate a punt here.
No.
As we're under a minute to play in the third. Well, obvious to say, big play in this ball game for the Wash defense. 3-man front, 4th down and 1. Green will look over to that far side. They'll keep the offense out there. And the fake. Green on the keeper, and he's got the first down and more. On the counter, 30 to the Wash 20, 10-5, and taken out of bounds on a touchdown-saving tackle by Gabe Brown down at the 5-yard line.
Needed a yard and
got 41.
Got 41 on that particular one, and just a whisker from taking it to the house. And the defense right now for Washington looking a little weary.
Clock will not start, so North Scott will have to run another play here. They've been doing it via the air and on the ground in this third quarter with the wind. So it'll be first and goal, low snap. Green hands it off to Wagner, broke a couple tackles and gets down to about the 2-yard line. And that's going to be it for quarter number 3. North Scott looking to put this one away as we are at the end of the third quarter with the score, the North Scott Lancers 31, the Washington Warriors 10. And we'll come back with quarter number 4 after this right here on CRM Live Sports.
Spinal Corrective Center, PC, 3800 River Ridge Drive, Northeast in Cedar Rapids. Dr. Gene Kretzinger and Dr. Janet Kuehl provide education to families on healthy living and wellness. If you want to reach optimum health and peak performance levels or are suffering from injury, pain, and other health problems, the chiropractic care they provide can give you relief and stability. Spinal Corrective Center PC has over 50 years combined experience in chiropractic care. And athletes, let us help you perform at 100% through sports chiropractic care. Call today at 393-3996 to schedule an appointment or go online at spinalcc.com. Spinal Corrective Center PC, delivering quality chiropractic care for the body to function at its highest level.
Getting ready for the fourth quarter. 31-10 in favor of North Scott. Back here tomorrow night for Kennedy hosting Prairie. Get you the third quarter stats in a moment. But they are pretty one-sided. First play of the fourth quarter. Can North Scott score again here? They'll empty the backfield. Look right. look back to the left, and the pass is caught, and getting loose and scoring is Ryan Block. They had him back at the 5-yard line, somehow got away from a couple defenders and got in from 2 yards out. And North Scott looking good in this one. Green with over 150 yards rushing and over 100 yards passing.
Go figure. Lancer's last 2 touchdowns, both via the pass.
The old spinning look, go fake right, come back to the left for the touchdown, and Block with a good second effort to get in. The extra point is good, and it's 38-10.
Well, needless to say, this has not been a good third quarter for Wash. North Scott's had 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions. Wash has had a punt, a fumble, and an interception.
Yeah, and 14 points off turnovers. And it's now 38-10 with 11:51 to play here in the ball game. We'll have our Westridge Care Center postgame show coming up at the conclusion of this one. Have our play and player of the game for you as well coming up.
Well, Scott, this time last week we were just kicking off.
Yes, we were. You don't have to remind me of that one. That was the 90-minute rain delay and lightning delay. Now Wash will have the wind here. Warriors still keeping that composure on the sideline, though. Gonna be tough sledding here. North Scott looking good. 251 total yards for Wash through 3 quarters compared to 354 for North Scott. Short kick and a couple bounces, and a Warrior finally will hop on it and fall on it. That's Waters at the 19-yard line. That could have been a disaster. And Wash has just had bad field position on top of everything else.
Yeah, just to put a point on that, this will be their 4th possession since halftime. They've started on their own 20, their own 15, their own 7, and now their own 19.
But that is secondary to what North Scott has done. They've just dominated this second half. 1st and 10 for the Warriors, down by a bundle. And McGuire will toss it to Montgomery. Coming around on the little sweep from that slot position, and he'll get 2 to the 22-yard line. Not much more after that. Wash will get Clinton next Thursday night, so another, well, not really a short week. Thursday to Thursday.
But you're out of your routine.
Yes, you are. Back to throw McGuire, looking near side, and then incomplete. Tried to get it to Juju Seals. Engelbrecht out there along with Lewison on defense for North Scott. And it will be a 3rd down coming up for the Warriors. 11:10 to play in the ball game. 38-10 North Scott. 17-10 game at halftime. And North Scott has just blown this thing open here in the second half. 17 on the play clock. Riley the lone setback. They'll send Jackson in motion. Here comes the blitz. Back to throw McGuire under pressure. He won't get away. Goes down back at the 21-yard line. And right now North Scott just pinning their ears back.
Yes, they are. McGuire slow to get up, but looks to be okay. But he's going to be one sore young man tomorrow.
Yep. Logan Barton to punt. With the wind, though, this time.
Yeah, he's chomping at his bit to get that wind at his back.
Kuhn and Hubner back. Good snap, and the rugby-style kick is away, end over end, and the line driver back to the 38-yard line. This is Block coming up the numbers, 50 to the Wash 40, and twisted out of bounds. as he got to the Warrior 38. And an injured Wash player to boot. 27 yards on that return.
Just to give you another idea of how one-sided this second half has been so far, Scott, and you correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Wash has been in North Scott territory yet this half.
No.
And after the first half, when they were moving the ball almost at will, this just, boy, there were some big adjustments at halftime, I think, for North Scott, and not exactly sure what that was necessarily. I do know that they were bringing that Sam linebacker up to, in essence, create a five-man defensive line. But other than that, I think it's just been execution and physical play for the Lancers.
Dayton Ayers is the injured Warrior, the 5'9", 160-pound junior. And he is needing help to get off the field.
Yeah, he's up, but he's got trainers on either side of him and not putting any pressure on his left foot.
Eric Addy's one of them. And then the Wash trainer on the other arm. Yeah, that's not looking good. Ayers was the leading tackler coming into the game for Wash. Had 6 last week against Jeff and 4 solos. And they can ill afford to lose him in the secondary. And they will bring William Stastny in. He's a young sophomore. He's actually the backup quarterback for this Warrior team. He was the freshman QB last year. Fidel Tia is going to help him to the sideline. We'll see Fidel soon. Integral part of last year's team. 38-10 North Scott, and the Lancers with it on the Wash 36. With a first down, stretch play. Here is Wagner, cuts it up at the hash marks, 35, 30, and down to the 26, but a flag down. Right where Rowan Shaughnessy said he was tackled, and he was.
Yes, he was. This is going to go back 5 yards for where that infraction occurred, and then another 10 beyond that.
Yeah, it's going to be a biggie. North Scott lineman asking, what'd I do?
Well, the big eye in the sky don't lie, son, and you'll see it on video soon enough.
So that'll be the 10-yard mark off. And it'll be first and 20 coming up for North Scott back at the 46. Lancers in no hurry at this point to run anything. Wash showing blitz, they'll back it off, and Green is going to throw. Now he's being chased, still being chased, got away from one and gets back to the line of scrimmage. And there's Shaughnessy. Waters along with Cassius Batty on the stop.
Green judiciously stays in bounds to keep that clock moving. Time of possession for the game here, when you figure that up towards the end here, Scott, I think has taken a huge jump towards the visiting team here in this third and early fourth quarter.
Gonna go down as a sack. Actually lost a yard, so it'll be second down and 21. From the 48-yard line. Twins out to the right. They'll send Kuhn in motion. They'll fake the jet sweep. Green on the keeper. They haven't given that jet sweep all night.
Nope.
It's been a fake. Good fake, and then Green takes it himself, and he goes for 5 that time. He's got 165 yards rushing and a touchdown. And 105 yards and 2 touchdowns passing. Not bad for a wide receiver.
Listed as a wide receiver. I'm not sure that they're necessarily going to see him go back there.
Third down coming up for North Scott. 3 out of 5 tonight. They'll send, again, Kuhn in motion right to left, and you got to jump up front. Well, the one negative tonight for North Scott has been 7 penalties. 70 yards. As we're down to 8:22 to play here in our ball game.
This doesn't feel like Wash has been out there on the offense much this half.
They really haven't.
And North Scott scored on every possession in the second half.
Third down and a bundle. They'll adjust the ball back to the 48-yard line now. Here's the snap, and they'll just keep it on the ground to Wagner. Got good running yards, and he's inside the 40. And he'll get down to about the 38-yard line. He'll go for 9. And Wagner up to 99 yards unofficially now. Gage Wagner's had a nice night. Green to punt. It's only his second punt of the evening. Going to try to pin Wash back. Aranzi will drop along with another Warrior. Here's the kick. End over end, and it will be muffed at the 10. And
Did he touch it?
I'm not sure he touched it or not. It cannot be advanced. Now the officials will get together to see if the Warrior.
He made an effort to pick it up, but I'm not sure he touched it.
Stastny was the man. And I think you're right, John. They will keep it with Wash, but it will be deep in their own kitchen at about the 6-yard line.
Oh, boy.
31-yard punt, no return. 7:09 to play, and Warriors down by 4 scores.
But we get to hear that Warrior fight song because
Band's still here.
everybody that came out to have a good time for Wash tonight here is having a good time, as long as they don't look at the scoreboard right now.
Well, the Wash offense back out there with 7:09 to play. And McGuire will go back out there. Thought if there's a chance we might see Stastny at this point.
I don't think McGuire would let that happen.
No.
He's too much of a competitor.
Yes, you're right. And so is Eric Addy. Man in motion, couple fakes, busted play, and McGuire's just going to take it himself and got positive yards out of it. He'll get about 3. He went back under the 100-yard mark, and now Grady back over the 100-yard mark with that run.
Do you suppose Wash has ever had a 1,000-yard rushing quarterback in the history of the school?
Whew. Well, the guy that would know is right down press row, and that's Jeff Johnson. Second out, McGuire to throw. Going to throw the out. Catch made. Juju Seals at the 15. Went down immediately. Fell forward. Might have enough for the first down. We'll see. And they will move the chains. Juju's second catch of the night. I'm going to say no.
I don't think so either.
Been some good quarterbacks over the years. That's for sure. On 1st and 10. Inside handoff. They're going to let Sint carry it. One time tonight. Kobe Sint. Usually a linebacker. You got to keep the fullback happy.
Wearing number 44, that means you're a fullback and a linebacker, I would say.
Yep. Got back to the line of scrimmage. So we go under 6 to play here in the ball game. Of course, 4A, all the games count in RPI. You can get those wild cards at the end. Of course, district play will start in a few weeks. McGuire to throw, looks right, back to the left. Out there for Aranzi, over the shoulder catch at the 50. Pushed out of bounds into North Scott territory. Nice little pitch and catch right there.
Not the prettiest spiral on that ball, but it didn't matter because Ironzi was wide enough open right along the Wash sideline. He just had to wait for it.
Goes for 38. And a Warrior first down. Wash in no hurry, though, down 38-10. They're going to even up their record at 1-1, and North Scott going to go to 1-1. First down from the 46-yard line. In motion, they'll toss it to Waters. Got the corner to the 40-35. A stiff arm still on his feet. And he is down inside the North Scott 30-yard line. Well done by Waters, and he's going to take it for a good gain.
He had to run 10 yards backwards just to get that pitch.
Gonna go for 29.
When he hit that corner, man, he turned it, and I mean in a hurry.
Back-to-back big plays for Wash. They need a whole bunch more, though.
But they're scratching and clawing, that's for sure.
38-10 North Scott with 5:20 to play here in the ball game. Offset eye to the left this time. And off the fake, McGuire to throw. Goes for the right side of the end zone. Going for Rod, incomplete. Overshot him. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. As the Warriors bring a whole bunch of new players in. So Wash goes Thursday night with Clinton. They go to Grinnell to close out the non-district. I can guarantee you that is the first Grinnell-Wash game in history.
Yeah, that just sounds like an odd matchup, doesn't it?
But we're getting more and more of those with the suburban schools in Iowa City and Des Moines getting bigger and bigger. McGuire goes down as he went back to pass. Did get about 2 out of it. You know, you would have never thought that DCG and Norwalk, Clear Creek, Amana would all be bigger than metropolitan public schools.
We went to Norwalk during the playoffs last year to cover a game with Xavier. Dallas Center Grimes coming up to Kingston in week 9. To your point.
It's a bold new world, John.
Yes, it is.
4:39 clock rolling here. 38-10 North Scott. And Wash with a 3rd down and 8. And penalty flags fly. Going to be a false start on the Warriors. So after no penalties last week, 6 tonight for Wash. They had one on the first drive of the ball game after going penaltyless last week. Or at least none were called last week. I've been told by coaches there's penalties on every play. It's just how egregious.
That's exactly right.
3rd down, 13. Ball just inside the right hash for McGuire. Gets a shotgun snap, under pressure, throws the left side. The catch made. Aranzi, nice move at the 10. Split defenders and close to a 1st down at the 8. Going to depend on the spot.
Well, McGuire took a big shot after he let go of that, too.
And did not see a signal for a 1st down. They did give it to him. Gain of 12, 1st and 10 for the Warriors. No, 1st and goal make it as they get down to the 8. 3:40 clock rolling here in the ball game. Wash trying to get something else on the board here to make it a little closer. Here's Waters and the toss behind him, and it's going to be another Wash turnover. Hubner falls on it back at the 17.
Yep, that was the toss sweep behind him, and he didn't quite lead the ball carrier. It was behind him, and it just went down on the turf, and there was the North Scott defender right there.
3 Wash turnovers. And with 3:26 to go, the Lancers take over at the 17-yard line. And this one is all but academic. Very impressed by the grit of this North Scott team.
Especially in this second half, they just came out and started to dominate physically as well as execution.
Green will hand it off, and this is Wagner. Got tripped up in the backfield. And fell forward, I think, for about a yard. We'll pick our Schumacher Carpets and More player of the game at the end of this one. Brought to you by Schumacher. 2nd and 9, 3 minutes to play here from Kingston Stadium tonight. Trip receivers to the right side. Can't imagine a pass coming. They're going to use all this play clock. Still got 14 ticks on it to go here, John. Nope, now they'll snap it and hand it off. Wagner taken down from behind. Owen Blackhurst made a good defensive play on it.
Beautiful play by Blackhurst there. played off the block, kept his outside shoulder free, and then wrapped up the ball carrier when he tried to get around him. That's great line play defensively.
And to make things even worse, Dayton Ayers being carted off right now for Wash. With ice on that left ankle. At least it's not a cast or a splint. It's just ice. And Earl Wash crowd gave him a nice ovation. Under 2 minutes to play, and third down coming up for the Lancers. And a bad snap, and Green will pick it up on a hop. Trying to get away from all the blue shirts and can't do it. Going to be a loss of a couple, but did retain possession. Andrew Bidekoffer in there to make the stop for the Warriors.
Heard that name from Wash fans before.
Yes, we have. That is a name from the past.
Got to be some family ties there. That's a good football name for Washington on the east side of Cedar Rapids.
Oh, a punt coming up for North Scott. And the Warriors will get it back one more time. And North Scott, I think, is going to use all this play clock and then take a timeout, is my guess. Going to be Tony Stewart's first win, John.
That's right.
As a head coach. Believe the strength coach at North Scott, if I read correctly.
I think he's been their line coach down there for at least 15, 16 years.
Timeout, we'll take a break. 58 seconds to play, and North Scott going to win this one 38-10. Back after this on CRM Live Sports.
End your search for your favorite restaurant in Cedar Rapids. Come to Emil's Hideaway. Emil's is the home for the best tasting American food around. Choose from your favorites: chicken, pasta dishes, pizzas, burgers, and fries. Whether you're bringing the whole family for a meal or wetting your whistle at our fully stocked bar, there's something to satisfy all ages and tastes at our classic American local restaurant. Need catering for your next party or event? Emil's has that too. Call them for details. Emil's Hideaway, open Monday through Saturday at 4 p.m., is right next to Home Depot and across from Lindale Mall on 1st Avenue Southeast in Cedar Rapids.
Punt coming up here. Cole Green will get it away. And into the wind, just knocks it down, and on a hop, Warriors field it, muff it, and then fall back on it at the 39-yard line. So that will be a 25-yard punt. This is about a 3-club wind here right now for you golfers out there. So 49 seconds to play for Washington in their final gasp of the night. Not the end of the world for the Warriors. McGuire will stay in there at quarterback. Riley the setback. Send Jackson in motion, and McGuire is going to throw. Going to throw the seam route, and it's caught. A big stick put on the receiver. Is that 23, Stroshine?
Boy, and he got his bell rung, but he got right up.
Cam Stroshine, 6'2", 200-pounder.
How did he hold on to that?
Wow.
He's holding his ribs as he's coming off.
I do not blame him.
Man, the concentration to hold on to that, though.
Gain of 19. And the Warriors with a first down. Half a minute to play here in this one. As it'll be Wash from the 20-yard line. McGuire, short drop. Gonna throw for the end zone, and Juju Seals got it. Juggling catch, touchdown. I think the D-back said good catch because Juju patted him on the top of the helmet.
That was just a little lollipop that he had to wait for it to come down.
Fade into the end zone for the touchdown, and it'll look a little bit better with 16 seconds left to play. Pretty nice throw by McGuire.
And Warriors going to go for 2.
38-16 with 16.3 to go. as Riley will stay in there. McGuire to throw. Looks left, throws right, and it's tipped away. 2-point attempt, no good. Tell you, second straight week, we're seeing a lot of good sportsmanship, and I really like to see that. Lancer helping up Keegan Waters right there. So
a lot easier when you're up 38-16.
That is true. But we saw it in Wash Jeff last week on the field. So 38-16 with 16 seconds to play. And Mr. Barton didn't get a chance to kick his extra point.
No, he did not. But that touchdown ends up breaking the streak of possessions in this second half for Wash that were kind of dismal. 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, and an interception to go along with 2 punts. Gotta love the way that Warriors scratched and clawed their way back and never say die.
No. But they're going to come up short tonight. 38-16 with 16 seconds to play. And wait till this Lancer team is at full strength. Here's the approach, and Barton's just going to kick her away. And this will go in the end zone and over the crossbar. No extra points for that.
And he's got another year after this one yet.
Yes, he does. And he had a heck of a summer at kicking camps, some elite kicking camps.
And look at what happens when he comes off the field. The little kids come up and are swarming around him.
Eric Addy's son, one of them.
The guy's got a personality like very few we've seen.
That's their guy. Well, I imagine we're going to see a shotgun snap and a knee here for the last 16.3, and we'll call her good for tonight, and it'll be a happy trip back to Eldridge. And there's the snap, there's the knee, and that'll do it. Westridge Care Center postgame show coming up. An impressive second half and an impressive night for the North Scott Lancers, bouncing back after the shutout to Xavier. 38-16. North Scott gets the road win tonight here at Kingston Stadium. We'll come back and have the postgame for you right after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Your search for healthy, fast casual in the downtown is over. Whether it's a quick bite you're looking for or a freshly made smoothie, Stack Wellness Cafe has expanded healthy eating in downtown Cedar Rapids. Business professionals as well as gym goers are singing the praises of our freshly made wraps and breakfast bowls, while the smoothie lover can choose from a variety of nutritious fruit and protein options, including your choice of adding the newest Frontline supplements. For a fast, healthy, and convenient downtown option, look no further than Stack Wellness Cafe. Are you looking for one unique workout location that combines everything you're looking for? The House of Iron is redefining the Cedar Rapids area fitness landscape. House of Iron isn't just another gym, it's a sanctuary for anyone seeking to transform their life through physical and mental well-being. Sporting state-of-the-art equipment and hexagonal lighting, not only is the space illuminated with a sense of energy and purpose, you will be too. Take advantage of our other amenities like a cold plunge, a sauna, ultra-modern locker room, showers, and a picture and posing room, and more. House of Iron offers monthly memberships as well as personal training sessions for people of all ages and ability. Whether you're a seasoned fitness enthusiast or just beginning your wellness adventure, House of Iron promises to be more than just a gym. It's a beacon of hope, positivity, and vitality. House of Iron with 2 locations on the west side and in the historic World Theater Building downtown. Whether you need long-term care or short-term rehabilitation for your elder, one visit to Westridge Care Center and you'll see what has made them one of the finest nursing care facilities in the area since 1992. At Westridge Care Center, our #1 priority is to make all loved ones in our care safe and healthy. Westridge Care Center implements the Eden philosophy to reflect an environment of living as a habitat for humans instead of a place of frailty and waiting. Call 390-3367 to arrange a tour of their privately owned single-entity facility with private rooms with all the amenities. Westridge Care Center, 3131 F Avenue Northwest, Cedar Rapids, and online at westridgecarecenter.com.
And we welcome you back to Kingston Stadium and the Westridge Care Center postgame show. North Scott defeats Cedar Rapids, Washington tonight on the road by a score of 38-16. And Westridge Care Center brings you the postgame show. They're a privately owned facility that offers 24-hour community of care, which ensures that each person feels welcome. Call to learn more about their services or to schedule a tour at 390-3367. And online, they're at westridgecarecenter.com. Give North Scott credit.
Yes.
That second half, they came out, made some defensive adjustments, not big ones, subtle adjustments. Did not turn the ball over, and the offense started clicking, both running and passing in the second half.
So let's go back to what we talked about in the pregame for just a minute, Scott. Teams, many times, often, will make their largest gains from week 1 to week 2. How great a week of practice must Tony Stewart's North Scott Lancers had this week?
Good one.
I mean, they came out tonight and executed despite some issues that they may have with missing starters due to things that we aren't exactly sure about. They came out tonight and they just wanted to play football. They wanted to have fun. They wanted to play fast. They wanted to play physical. And it was all those fundamentals of the game, blocking, tackling, running, passing, kicking, that got them this win tonight. Washington shot themselves in the foot several times, did not have a second half tonight, but there's going to be better days ahead. You could say that there's get well on the horizon next week, I would say. We'll be here to cover that game against Clinton again on another Thursday night. And that's, by the way, that's also not to say, don't read into what I just said about North Scott. That's not to say that Washington didn't have a good week of practice too. I'm sure they did. But I just don't want to take anything away from North Scott because this is a team that lost by several scores and was shut out to number 1 Xavier last week. So for them to rebound the way that they did, I mean, I think that just says a lot about the North Scott program, their kids, and their coaching staff.
Yeah, and it's a proud program. And it is one that's based on, like we saw tonight, physicality. We've seen it in the past, whether it be, Girardi, who's down at Iowa playing for the Hawkeyes, or whomever. We've covered a lot of North Scott games in the past handful of years, and this is, they say, iron sharpens iron all the time. These guys went up against those guys that made it to the Dome last year.
And that showed tonight. The physicality that they had, their ability to pound the rock. It's a good rushing team, but they've also got a nice defensive line. They're just solid everywhere. There's really no soft spots on this North Scott team. They're gonna have some things that they've got Pella down the road here next week. But once you get past that, there's some real winnable games that they could have themselves a nice season. Playoffs certainly not out of the picture whatsoever.
No, it is not, and you never know what's going to happen in high school football or in anything. So, good job by the North Scott Lancers to come away with this road win here tonight. We're going to get all the facts and figures together for you coming up, and we will take a look at our play of the game as well as our player of the game. We'll take a final break and come back to Kingston Stadium, 38-16, as North Scott gets the victory in this one here tonight. And we'll come back after this here on CRM Live Sports.
Carpenters Local 308 in Cedar Rapids is a member of the North Central States Regional Council of Carpenters, representing nearly 27,000 members and their families in the upper Midwest. The union is dedicated to protecting and elevating the economic and social conditions of all workers and to provide our industry with the best trained, most productive, and safest workforce available. Carpenters Local 308 is always looking for new workers to join their ranks. Apprenticeship classes and training are available for you to become a skilled worker for your career. More information on Carpenters Local 308 is available at carpenterslocal308.org. Looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring? At Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Family owned since 1987, the professionals at Schumacher have what you're looking for. Whether it is carpet, luxury vinyl plank, ceramic, laminate, or wood, their personal service and quality products set Schumacher apart in the flooring industry. Famous for a relaxed and pressure-free shopping experience, let the experts at Schumacher Carpets and More break down your options with just a simple conversation. Call, visit, or request an online quote from their website today.
Back with you on the Westridge Care Center postgame show. Let's take a look at all the stats after this North Scott 38-16 victory tonight at Kingston over Cedar Rapids, Washington. Total yardage tonight, actually the Warriors with a little bit of an advantage, 375 yards to 359. For North Scott, 359 total yards, 254 on the ground, led by their quarterback, Cole Green, who had a heck of a night tonight, carried it 18 times for 157 yards and a touchdown. And also Gage Wagner, 21 carries, ended up with 97 yards, and he had himself a couple of touchdowns. Through the air, Green was 8 of 11, 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. Block, Hubner, both caught 3. Block for 47 and a touchdown, Hubner 39 and a touchdown, and Rouse caught 2 for 19. 14 first downs for North Scott in the ball game. They were penalized a total of 7 times for 70 yards and had 2 sacks. For Washington, 375 total yards, 215 through the air and 160 on the ground. The quarterback tonight, Grady McGuire, for the ball game, ended up 11 of 21 for 215 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. 3 catches apiece for Seals and Aranzi. Seals 3 for 61 and a touchdown. Aranzi 3 for 51. Montgomery had 2 catches for 41 and a catch apiece for Ra, Waters, and Stroshine in the ball game. On the ground, Grady McGuire, 16 carries, 103 yards, and he had himself a touchdown. And then it was Waters with 2 for 19. Montgomery, 3 carries for 13. Riley, 5 carries for 13. Aranzi, 2 carries for 12. Washington, 18 first downs. They were penalized a total of 6 times for 42 yards, had 1 sack, but 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers in the ball game for Cedar Rapids, Washington, and they led to 14 points for North Scott. Third down conversions, North Scott was 3 of 7. Washington was 4 of 9, and North Scott was 1 for 1 on 4th down in the ball game. Time of possession ended up not too bad, 25-43 for North Scott, 22-13 in the game for Washington. So it was a 17-10 game at intermission, and then North Scott came out and scored on their first 3 drives while Washington went punt, fumble, interception, punt, and fumble. And that third quarter was the key.
And it's a role reversal from what they did in week 1, because it was just the opposite. They came out and ruled the second half last week, just the opposite this week around. And a man once said, that's just football, I guess. So
Not far from here, right?
not too far from, a little south of here.
A little south of here, but they will try it again next week. Wash will host Clinton on Thursday night right here. We'll have that game for you. And then back home to the newly carpeted North Scott Athletic Field. Last time we were there, it was natural grass. It is now field turf
That's right.
over there in Eldridge.
One of only a handful of places with press boxes on both sides of the stadium.
That is correct.
An old MAC tradition.
Yes, and Pella will take on North Scott coming up next week. We need to pick our player of the game. It is brought to you by Carpenter's Local 308. And, no, I beg your pardon. We got him backwards there, John. Our player of the game brought to you by Schumacher Carpets and More. If you're looking for the best in commercial and residential flooring at Schumacher Carpets and More, it's the little things that count. Call, visit, or request an online quote at their website, SchumacherCarpets.com. And we gave it to Grady McGuire last week. Do we go double here? And little note to our North Scott fans
Yes.
that are tuning in tonight.
Proviso.
We appreciate it, but our player of the game does stay local. Cole Green would have been it, no doubt, for North Scott. So we'll give him a shout out and some kudos as well. But I think we got to go Grady again tonight.
I agree. I mean, the guy, nothing gets him down. He was injured in the second half. He played unflinchingly, regardless of that. Not to put any pressure on him, but he's on his way, I think, to perhaps being Washington's first 1,000-yard rusher that's a quarterback. Now, he's got a long way to go. I grant it on that.
Got to stay healthy.
He's got to stay healthy on that, but the way that guy runs the ball, and then what did he pass for over 200 yards tonight,
Yeah,
you said?
215.
So, not to mention that they play him back at safety on defense. The guy is the straw that stirs the Washington drink. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, so Grady McGuire is our Schumacher Carpets and More player of the game. Our play of the game brought to you by Carpenters Local 308. They're dedicated to protecting their workers and provide the best trained workforce available. Apprenticeship classes and training are available at carpenterslocal308.org. And that third quarter, John, Washington got the ball, had a chance to tie it, didn't do it, gave it up on a punt, and then North Scott went down and covered 68 yards in a minute 43 with Gage Wagner going in from for the final 11, and that turned the tide right there, in my opinion.
Absolutely, because then what happened was Wash came out on their next two possessions, fumbled it away, and then threw their first interception of two. Or, excuse me, their only interception of the game. So the next two possessions for Wash were just catastrophic, and it all hinged on that touchdown, that 11-yard run by Wagner.
So that would be our series of plays of the game brought to you by Carpenters Local 308. And big thanks to Bob Dobeck, everybody at that particular group. And could not do it without them and any of our great sponsors here on CRM Live Sports. Well, we will pack everything up and reassemble tomorrow. And we'll be on the air pregame at 6:30. 7 o'clock, right on the button with the kickoff tomorrow night. Highly anticipated. Number 9, Cedar Rapids Prairie. 1-0. 1-0 Cedar Rapids Kennedy. And let all of the residuals go at it. All the storylines. This thing's got more tentacles than a sea full of octopuses tomorrow night.
There's such a great rivalry between two classic football schools, and such highly anticipated matchup that we'll be right here to bring you all the coverage.
Yeah, going to be a good one coming up tomorrow night at 6:30. And well, that will be here on CRMLiveSports.com. All right, John, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you then.
It's going to wrap things up from Kingston Stadium. And we appreciate everybody tuning into this one. You can go to all of our games. They're on our archive section, and that is available 365, 24/7 at CRMLiveSports.com. Big thanks to all our great sponsors as well. For John Haggerty, Scott Udash saying so long from the Bob Brooks press box at Kingston Stadium. Final score of this 4A non-district battle tonight, it was North Scott 38, Cedar Rapids, Washington 16. You've been listening to a presentation of CRM Live Sports, and so long from Kingston Stadium.